Go to ChevyDriveChicago.com and find your local Chevy dealer today. That's ChevyDriveChicago.com.
They used the same computers. There was no reason for them to send you to another office. That was ridiculous.
Yeah.
And that was just, they were trying to get you out to get the next person in. So either call the Hillside office and make an appointment. And if you still don't get a good answer, call your congressman's office. Every congressman has a community benefit services person to help with issues with the post office or Medicare or Social Security, and they should be able to get you an answer.
It works too, Linda. I guess I'm just a little confused, Linda. Are you just asking, is she getting that benefit, or do you know that that benefit has stopped coming, or is that what your ultimate question is on her behalf? You're just trying to make sure she's still getting the check?
Actually, what they said to me, because I believe she's still getting a check. I have not seen one, but it was a thing about X amount of days. They wouldn't bother her the next. She was in this facility after a certain amount of days. Then they would, want some kind of payment. And I just didn't know that that's the way it works.
Yeah,
that your monies can go towards some other people being getting benefits, but it can't go seem like to you for your benefits. It's just, and then they threw an SSI that I was really not familiar with at all.
Okay.
And
that's,
I heard this today. I just said, let me call.
Yeah, no, I appreciate you calling. I don't know if we have all the answers here for you. Go ahead, Jeff.
So here's what I would suggest. Every nursing home has social workers in the facility who address exactly these kind of financial issues, because the nursing homes want to get paid.
Right.
So what I would suggest you do is contact the nursing home. Don't go by yourself. Whenever you have a meeting like this with Social Security or with key financial people, bring somebody with you to hear, because it's nice to have a second set of ears. And it also keeps the person who's answering your question a little more on their toes, because there's a witness to the meeting. And go in there and lay it all out. And they have ways to check this for you, because they have whole systems in place to make sure they get paid. You shouldn't be wandering around the bureaucracy by yourself.
Jeff, by the way, where can people reach you at if they want to reach you after the show next week?
Best way to reach us is call us at 312-431-1000, 312-431-1000, or send a chat on our website, which is www.rkblegal.com. And if you do that, always mention that you got referred to us by WGN, so that we give John credit for his work.
Exactly. I want the points for that. I don't know what those points cash in at. Nothing. There's no fair trade value on that, but just for my own ego, that's what I like to hear. Let's go to Robin. Robin, you're on WGN. Hi, Robin.
Hi, how are you guys?
We're doing great. Well, I don't want to speak for Jeff. Are you doing great, Jeff?
I am doing fantastic.
Okay,
it's a great day.
I took that assumption, but go ahead.
Okay, Jeff, I am in a situation where my grandson has a very severe heart defect. He's already had 4 open heart surgeries and he's fixed. Is he in any way qualified for any SSI or SSDI benefits?
How old is he?
6.
Oh, so he's very young. Go ahead, Jeff.
So
very young.
So
I'm sorry, by the way. Yeah.
Are you his guardian?
No. The problem is his parents are struggling financially, and I just didn't know. I mean, some of his medicines, the copays are well over $100. So, wow. I'm just trying to figure out if there's any benefits that could go to him to pay for some of those medical costs.
So the answer is there absolutely may be. SSI is available for totally disabled children, but it is means tested. That means assets and income in the family make a difference. If the parents are really struggling, there is a formula that the district office applies to determine whether there would be SSI eligibility. So where do the parents live?
I don't want to say the exact town, but they're in the northern suburbs.
Okay, that's fine. So if they are in the northwest suburbs, they'd go to the Mount Prospect Social Security District office. If they're in Lake County, they'd go to the Waukegan. If they're on the east side of the Cook County, they'd go to Evanston. But call there, make an appointment, have their most recent tax returns, and they can go in and talk to them. They could also do this on the telephone. But they can run their financials real quickly. It won't take them long, and they'll say, oh my gosh, you make too much money. There's no way. And it's a very low threshold. But you make too much money. We can't help you. Or they're going to say, we can't give you the full benefit because of the offset, but there may be something. It is absolutely worth checking out.
Is this SSDI or SSI?
This is SSI, Supplemental Security Income.
Okay.
That's what I thought, because and the other thing with their financials is they just ended a bankruptcy. So that's why I'm hoping maybe that their income,
Well,
we'll have to see.
And excuse me, John, I'm sorry. I just looked this up yesterday for another caller. 40% of all bankruptcies are due to medical bills in this country.
It's crazy.
I'm not surprised. I'm not, like I said, he's had 4 open heart surgeries.
What are we doing here? A poor 6-year-old, and we're making people go bankrupt to copay. Don't get me off this soapbox.
Well, all their other expenses as well, but the medical ones just hit the hardest. So,
you're such a nice grandma to call. Yeah, Robin. Good luck, and you can always follow up if they need to. But I think you got a good head start. Okay.
Okay, great. Thanks.
Good luck, Robin.
Yeah, we're up against the news, Jeff. I'll give the number one more time: 312-431-1000, rkblegal.com. I got that all right?
You got it.
Okay, we're gonna have more with Jeffrey Rabin. So get your calls in now: 312-981-7200. We're gonna talk a little bit about how mental health plays into SSDI. Well, before we hit this break, I do want to mention that at the end of the hour, right before we wrap things up, Stephen A. Leahy is going to call in with a quick reminder about some amnesty stuff going on for your Illinois back taxes. So if you're someone that owes not IRS, I was going to say IRS. If you owe the Illinois Department of Revenue, there's an amnesty period, and we're in it, and it won't be very long. So they are going to take care of some things for you if you pay basically the taxes you owe, not the fees. Stephen A. Leahy will explain all of that in a bit. But let's take a break here. We got the news coming up. Then more Let's Get Legal here on WGN. Hey, it's John Hanson. You hear me before the hockey game on Your Money Matters. You see me inside the arena, too. Patrick Dolan from Conti & Dolan Law is a highly experienced employment lawyer ready to help you. Recently hired? You want Patrick to look over your contract. Leaving your job for any reason? Talk to Patrick Dolan about severance pay. Moving jobs but getting stuck behind a non-compete? Talk to Patrick Dolan. Discriminated against at work? Patrick Dolan is the experienced employment lawyer to talk to. 312-332-7800 for Patrick Dolan from Conti & Dolan.
For holiday family fun at the Illinois Railway Museum in Union, Illinois. Get your tickets for the Happy Holiday Railway, the most exciting holiday train ride in the Chicago area. Embark on a magical 40-minute train ride with Santa himself. All children will receive a free gift, hot chocolate, and cookies. Your adventure begins November 28th, Black Friday. Then all Saturdays and Sundays through December 22nd. For information, visit irm.org or call 1-800-BIG-RAIL.
Hi, I'm Tom Detlich with Grandview Homes. We know that selling a home can feel like a daunting journey, but we're here to help every step of the way. Our dedicated team makes it simple. We'll buy your home with no repairs or clean out. Just take what you want and leave the rest to us. Avoid dealing with pushy real estate agents, the stress of showing your home, and the inconvenience of moving items you no longer want. Grandview Homes, the fastest and easiest way to sell your home. Get your no-obligation offer at grandviewhomes.com today.
If you're an experienced homeowner who's outlived your assets or your spouse recently passed away, you need to call Team Hochberg, your trusted local reverse mortgage lender. Alice, 90, widow, income $24,000 a year, living in a $500,000 home with no mortgage. Alice's husband recently passed away and she was terrified about losing her home, so her daughter called for information about a reverse mortgage. We helped Alice secure a reverse mortgage, which allowed her to access $300,000 tax-free dollars so she could afford in-home health care. Let's review. Alice's husband recently passed away. She outlived her assets and thought she had to sell her home. Our reverse mortgage expert, Jose Rodriguez, helped Alice secure a reverse mortgage so she could afford in-home health care and peacefully age in place. Team Hochberg's helped thousands of radio listeners, but we can't help if you don't call 855-563-2843 or visit 56stephen.com. Tune into Home Sweet Home Chicago, hosted by me Saturdays after house starts at 10. Lower.com, equal housing lender, NMLS 1124061.
Hi, Lou Manfredini here for Permaseal. Do you have broken or sunken areas in your sidewalk, driveway, or patio? Today's eyesore is tomorrow's trip hazard. Permaseal can help with that. Permaseal's poly-level system is the quickest, least expensive, and most durable system to repair your sunken concrete problems. Don't live with a problem that will only get worse. Call Permaseal today, 800-421-SEAL for a free estimate. Don't replace it, raise it. That's 800-421-7325 or visit permaseal.net.
Monday, a retired woman on a fixed income out thousands for a donation she never agreed to.
I did not approve this.
WGN-TV investigates Monday at 9.
This is John Landeck. If you have CarPlay, sound button on your digital dashboard for WGN, so I'm just a click away. Weeknights 7 to 10. Find out how at WGNradio.com.
It's 63 degrees and partly cloudy at 2:30. Good afternoon. I'm Sylvia Snowden. The news is sponsored by VisitUIHealth.care. A boil order remains in place for Lake Forest residents. In sports, the Blackhawks host Montreal in the team's home opener at the United Center tonight. Charlie Remelios has the pregame at 5:30, the faceoffs at 6, with John Weideman and Troy Murray on 720, WGN and WGNradio.com. Northwestern travels to face Penn State today in Big Ten college football. The game is getting underway right now. We'll keep you updated on the score throughout the afternoon. And of course, it's winner take all tonight for the Cubs, and they take the field against Milwaukee at 7:08. We're still seeing reports of that accident that's blocking traffic on the Eisenhower heading outbound just before Austin Boulevard. That's now backing things up to Sacramento. Everywhere else appears to be moving along normally at the moment. Lake Forest is still under a citywide boil order. Yesterday, a water main break caused water pressure to drop below acceptable levels. Officials say the water supply is safe for most uses, but should be boiled before drinking, cooking, brushing your teeth, or washing food. You can also use bottled water instead. The order said it could be 2 days until the water is safe to drink again. A powerful nor'easter is taking aim at much of the East Coast this weekend. Forecasters say heavy rain and strong winds will impact the Carolina coast and the mid-Atlantic before moving into the Northeast on Sunday. New Jersey is bracing for likely coastal flooding and wind gusts up to 60 miles per hour along the Jersey coast on Sunday. New York City and Long Island are bracing for hazardous weather Sunday night, and New England residents are expecting the storm on Monday. Here's your forecast from the WGN Weather Center. Today it will be mostly sunny with a few more clouds by the lake where there's a slight chance for an afternoon shower. We'll have a high today near 67 degrees. Tonight it'll be partly cloudy with a low near 50, and tomorrow we're expecting a high near 71. It's currently 63 degrees at O'Hare, 64 at Midway, and 65 along the lake. I'm Sylvia Snowden, WGN News. Next news when it happens. Next scheduled news at 3.
Streaming services, retail chains, and tech giants are all adding Plus to their names. It's fairly obvious they were inspired by Hasselist mattress. Hasselist showrooms are employee-free, plus unbeatable prices on Tempur-Pedic, plus free next-day delivery, plus 60-month interest-free financing on select Tempur-Pedic with approved credit, plus a $300 MasterCard gift card with your Tempur-Pedic mattress. Maybe we should change our name to Hasselist Plus. Find an employee-free showroom near you at Hasselist.com.
Searching for a financial partner that truly has your best interest at heart? Join KCT Credit Union, where they're more than just a bank. They're a not-for-profit financial cooperative. KCT members are owners, meaning profits go back to you in the form of lower loan rates, higher savings rates, and fewer fees. Experience personalized service that puts you first. KCT Credit Union, now a division of Consumers Credit Union. Visit kctcu.org. Federally insured by the NCUA.
Let me guess, your parents are older than you, and they need help with everything. And now it's a source of friction with you and your siblings, and you're not all on the same page with how their money is being spent, when and by whom. Here is the name of the person who can help. Carrie Peck. Kerry Peck at the Peck Ritchie Law Firm is Illinois' premier elder law attorney. He can tell you who has the rights, who is wrong. This is something that can be settled out of court, hopefully, but if it needs to go before a judge, you want Kerry on your side. And when you call, that consultation is free. This is only getting more complicated, and maybe time and money are running out. Who's controlling the checkbook? Who's controlling their access? Are you making the best medical decisions? Don't get mad or hit send on that snarky email. Call Kerry now, 312-201-0900. The Illinois Alzheimer's chapter has partnered with Peck Ritchie for educational outreach because Kerry is smart and fair and he knows the law. Call Peck Ritchie, 312-201-0900.
Visit 4abc.com for details. Don't wait for your furnace to break down. Call the knowledgeable professionals at ABC for your $49 Ultimate Furnace Tune-Up. We'll be there fast and deliver 5-star service, backed by our no breakdown guarantee. Call ABC Plumbing, Sewer, Heating, Cooling, and Electric today or schedule online at 4abc.com. That's the number 4abc.com. Trust ABC Plumbing, Sewer, Heating, Cooling, and Electric and consider it done.
Hey, remember when cooking together was a contact sport?
Yeah, tiny counters, nowhere to prep, and oven older than us?
Then Forever Remodeling came in. Their designers opened up the space, added a ton of storage, touchless faucets, voice-controlled lighting.
Now we actually have a workstation that works for us.
We're having more family dinners and eating healthier.
ForeverRemodeling.com, the winning recipe for your dream kitchen.
Chicago Blackhawks hockey plays here.
Tonight, the Blackhawks open the home schedule against the Montreal Canadiens. Charlie Roumeliotis has the pregame at 5:30. Join John Weideman and Troy Murray for all the action starting at 6.
Blackhawks hockey plays on WGN.
720 WGN, last half hour here of Let's Get Legal, powered by the Illinois State Bar Association. Jeff Rabin here. Jeff, I always mess it. Is it Jeff or Jeffrey?
It's Jeff.
It's Jeff. So all those times I said Jeffrey, I should have been looking over at you to give me that look to say, don't say Jeffrey.
Jeffrey was only when my mom was mad at me and wanted to make sure she got my attention.
Well, you get to call me now Jonathan a few times since that's my full name, and I've called you by your full name. Okay, Jeff. We've had a lot of texts actually from the listeners who heard about the child with the heart condition that Robin just called in about, suggesting support through Medicaid for long-term care, dependent child, and going to their local DHS office. This is now 3 texts from people saying that. What a wonderful listenership family we have here at WGN to step up. And you'd give a thumbs up to that idea, right?
Great advice. I was just addressing the Social Security portion, but absolutely they should go to the Department of Human Services office or website and see if they can get Medicaid for their son.
Okay. This is from the 217. This is kind of a 3-parter here, Jeff. My daughter's in St. Louis, has long COVID, has been denied twice for SSDI. Is long COVID seen as something that someone can get SSDI for?
Absolutely. If the evidence supports those symptoms and that they preclude work, we've represented a lot of people with long COVID and gotten them the help.
Okay. The text goes on to say she now has a lawyer and a hearing coming up before a judge. That's good. It's almost like Social Security wants a person to give up. Any thoughts on that?
So that was actually one of the things I was thinking about coming down here today to talk about. 50% of the people that file and get their first denial abandon their cases, even though a good percentage of them are really entitled to the help. So want them to give up, that's a little strong. The reality of the way the system is set up, many people do give up, and they shouldn't. If they really feel they have a claim and they have medical support, push it all the way through to the administrative law judge hearing, because it's the only time that you get to see and talk to the decision maker.
Face-to-face.
Face-to-face, video to video, right.
The third part of the text was you just mentioned to a caller about contacting a local congressman. Would that help in my daughter's case?
So Congress people are really useful at getting things unstuck. So if a file is just stuck someplace, or if payments aren't being made properly, in terms of the actual outcome, Congress people don't have any input, and we really wouldn't want them to.
So this person already has a hearing. It seems like they're going through the motions. No need to write the congressperson right now.
They won't be able to give them any help, and then they shouldn't. We don't want cases decided based on political clout.
Very true. But a great text for the 217, and we appreciate it. And good luck at the hearing. Okay, NAMI. What is NAMI? You do a lot of work with them, don't you?
I do a lot of work with NAMI. The National Alliance on Mental Illness is the largest lay-led mental health support organization in the United States. There's over 800 chapters. In Illinois, we have NAMI Illinois and then a bunch of local affiliates. I actually have a second job where I'm executive director of NAMI Cook County North Suburban, NAMI CCNS. We're located in Skokie, and we cover the North Suburban area of our community. And we provide free support groups, free education for parents of adult children with mental illness. We provide programs in the school.
Where can people go for more information about all this stuff?
All of our at our website, NAMI CCNS, Cook County North Suburban, NAMICCNS.org. You'll find all of our events listed there, our programs, and I'm really proud of the work that my team does to help people.
Well said. 312-981-7200 is our phone number. Talking about mental health, are mental conditions covered by SSDI?
Which is how I ended up at NAMI. So the answer is yes. Many of our clients suffer from severe mental illness. It could be bipolar, it could be depression, it could be PTSD, it could be agoraphobia. The stories sometimes are horrific. So again, like any other medical problem, it all depends on the evidence. So if somebody has a mental health condition and they want to get benefits, we're going to insist that they be treating with a psychiatrist and a therapist, because number one, we want them to get better. And number two, that's where we get the evidence that shows their symptoms and their impact on function.
The clinician actually writing up what's happening.
Those case notes are everything. So we work really closely with our clients. Education of our clients is a key part of the work we do in my office, to teach them what are the 3 or 4 specific questions that are going to matter in their case, and make sure they're addressing those with their therapist and psychiatrist.
Right, because, and it might seem like that's coaching someone, but you're just trying to get them to extract the information they're giving you and to be able to get that information to the professional who then is able to note that down. Maybe it is a little coaching, but it's more so just making sure that what's happening is documented correctly.
I would consider it coaching if it were trivial, but in fairness to Social Security, the questions they're asking are really important ones that people should be addressing in their therapy. It's, how do your symptoms impact your ability to interact with other people? Well, being able to get along with other people is a key part to survival in society as well as work. It's about, how do your symptoms impact your concentration? Being able to focus, complete tasks, that's an important day-to-day function. And the third one is, how do your symptoms impact your ability to adapt and manage your life? Get out of bed, shower, shave, deal with stress, deal with change. All very critical mental health functions that need to be improved if somebody is suffering. So I don't mind, and I don't think it's wrong. In fact, I think it's important that we teach clients who have severe mental health issues to focus their therapy on those functional abilities, because that's how they're going to have a better future, as well as create the evidence for their disability or SSI application.
50% of people get denied the first round, you said, for SSDI. Or no, 50% give up, excuse me.
So it generally, in nationwide, at the first level of review, 65% of the cases get denied, 35 get approved. The 35% that get approved are usually pretty obvious cases: Alzheimer's, brain cancers, heart transplants, double amputations, pretty obvious cases. If they lose, they get to appeal. It's called reconsideration. At reconsideration in Illinois, 10% of the cases get approved and 90% get denied.
Wow.
If we lose there, then we get the hearing before the administrative law judge. And that, like I said earlier, is the only time that the claimant will ever go face-to-face with the decision maker. They get their chance to testify, explain their issues. We make sure that the medical evidence and records are all in front of the judge. Oftentimes we give them a written summary of what we think the evidence actually documents. The judge gets to question the claimant, and then the decision gets made by the judge after that.
Okay. You can help out with people in any stage of that journey, I assume, before they go before the last step, but it's easier, or at least a better front to, it's better to call you at the beginning, right?
We actually prefer to get hired before somebody even files their application. We have one person whose only job in our office is doing applications to help people out. First, so that the application's correct, but that's not the key thing. The key point is that we have the discussion you and I are having right now. We have with every single new client in our office, regardless of their sophistication. We teach them these are the issues. You have lupus. This is what they're looking for in lupus. You've had 4 heart conditions. Well, we need to know what your ejection fraction is, or we need to know what your treadmill test result is. You have mental health. We're going to educate you to talk to your therapist and your psychiatrist about your social functioning and about your concentration problems, both to help you and secondarily to get us the evidence we need to win your case.
Jeff Rabin, rkblegal.com, 312-431-1000, 312-431-1000. Your questions and calls at 312-981-7200. Got a few more minutes left with Jeff, so get on the line right now. After this on WGN.
WGN. Hey, homeowners, find all your home improvement needs with one easy visit to the Free Home Show this weekend in St. Charles. This is the best place to save time and money on the latest products and services for your next project. Plus, enter to win a trip to beautiful St. Croix in the Virgin Islands. From interiors to exteriors, from decor to outdoor, you'll find it all at the Free Home Show this weekend only at the Kane County Fairgrounds in St. Charles. For details, visit KaneCountyHomeshow.com today. That's KaneCountyHomeshow.com.
Listen up, football fans. You won't want to miss this.
Right now, new Bet365 customers bet $5 and get $200 in bonus bets, win or lose. So you could turn that $200 into something bigger when you bet on money line, spread, totals, player props.
$200 in bonus bets when new customers bet $5. I know where I'm going to bet from now on. Download the app today and see why it's never ordinary at Bet365. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Illinois. T&Cs apply. In-app only.
Chicagoland's premier name in bridal and engagement rings is Rasny Jewelers. If you're ring shopping, Rasny Jewelers is your destination for exceptional quality. Far from the corporate chains, diamond wholesalers, and online sites pushing mass-produced diamonds and settings, with Rasny Jewelers, you'll own a natural diamond with inherent value, handpicked for maximum brilliance with no middleman markups. She's going to look at that ring every day for the rest of her life. Make the right decision. Rasny Jewelers is a local family-owned business you can trust. They've spent 7 decades building an amazing reputation. Rasny diamonds are tops in quality, cut, and sparkle. At other places, it's a salesperson making a transaction. At Rasny Jewelers, it's the start of a relationship. Their team will share their expertise so you're confident in your choice. Rasny Jewelers, Chicagoland's local jeweler. Addison, Hinsdale, Highland Park, and Chicago's Gold Coast. Online at rasny.com.
You may already know Mr. Floor for the beautiful wood floors that we install, sand, and refinish. Mr. Floor is a full-service local Chicagoland company who has provided homeowners and businesses with complete flooring solutions for over 30 years. Hi, I'm Igor Marak of Mr. Floor, and born out of our extensive experience and knowledge with hardwood floors comes the best hardwood floor cleaner on the market. As we visit Chicagoland homes and businesses every day, we see the damage that incorrect floor maintenance can cause. Most people are not cleaning their hardwood floors properly, and as we all know, a bucket of water and a mop is the surest way to ruin a wood floor. Forget about those harsh chemicals and cleaning products that leave your floors hazy and lifeless. We've researched, developed, and now produce the best hardwood floor cleaner ever. Our cleaner breaks the bonds of dirt and grease from your floor's coating without harming it. It's also eco and pet friendly too. Thousands of Mr. Floor clients have been using our cleaners for years, and now you can too. Visit us online at MrFloor.com to learn more and place your order.
Use promo code WGN at checkout for a special offer.
Mr. Floor, the first and last name in floors.
720 WGN, John Hanson here. Let's get legal. And Jeffrey Rabin, let's get some more questions about SSI, SSDI. And we'll go to the text line. From the 630, how much does being under oncologist care for cancer count in an SSDI case? My wife can't even drive because of certain medications she has to take. That seems pretty serious.
So obviously having cancer is a serious diagnosis. The focus, though, is on what are the symptoms and how are they impacting her ability to function. Social Security doesn't really look at whether she could get to the job. So the inability to drive, assuming that she hasn't worked as an Uber driver as her main job, the inability to drive is not really a factor. But the side effects...
That doesn't seem fair to me, but okay.
Oh, it's the side effects of medication are often a challenge because doctors won't support that the side effects of medication stop people from working. They'll say they maybe shouldn't be an airplane pilot if they're taking Norco, but in terms of doing a desk job, they generally don't help us on that.
Because they're not saying that you can't do the job maybe that you were doing before. They're saying you can't do any job, right?
Social Security is a total disability job, but they do take into account age a little bit and education and work skills. But what I would suggest we do here is we contact the oncologist and ask him, hey, do you think that my wife's overall symptoms make work impossible? Here's a really quick story. Breast cancer cases are often very difficult for Social Security disability claims because you have to be totally disabled for a full year. Medicine has advanced to the point where oftentimes diagnosis, lumpectomy, mastectomy, chemo, and radiation is all done in 8, 10, 11 months. And we can't always get a full year in. Now, if it metastasizes, it recurs, whole different situation. But not every cancer automatically qualifies for benefits. But I would love to talk to him, 312-431-1000 next week, and just tell us that you heard us on John's show. And either Kelly or Susan or myself will be happy to go over the facts and try and help.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely make that call. Why not? Why not ask? You don't get paid unless you win, and your pay is stipulated by the government how it works, right?
Our fees are fixed by law. We only get paid if we win. I'm a terrible loser. When we win,
and how it works, right?
Our fees are fixed by law. We only get paid if we win. I'm a terrible loser. When we win, our fee is the lesser of 25% of the first back benefit check, or the commissioner's cap, which this year is $9,200. So it's 25% or $9,200, whichever is smaller.
The back pay, it's not all the pay that you get for the future.
One-time fee out of that back benefit check. All the rest of the benefits go to my clients.
Okay, let's go to James. James, do you have a question about Social Security generally or SSDI or SSI?
Just generally.
Okay, what you got?
Okay, hi, John and Jeff.
Hello.
Hey.
My question is, my wife has been getting her Social Security for a couple of years now, and she just turned 70. I just turned 70 as well last December and started getting mine in April. My question is, can my wife switch over to my benefit at this time since I started taking it and I turned 70?
Do you know the answer, Jeff? I know.
So the answer is I should. So first of all, she only collects a portion of yours. She only collects whichever one is greater. Now, there was just a few years ago a big change in the law about spouses taking benefits. If you start collecting now, she should contact Social Security, determine if her percentage of your benefits would be greater than what she's collecting now, and they should give her whatever the greater benefit is.
All right. Call Social Security or go to ssa.gov, right? That's
Correct.
a good place to get started and make an appointment. Actually, a pretty good site to use, I will say, for a government site for sure. Janice, I've got about a minute. What do you got?
Quick question. My husband had qualified for disability. He's getting his Social Security. I'm trying to wait until I'm 70, and I want to know if I can get a spousal payment until I get to 70.
So he's on SSDI or he's just getting a normal Social Security check?
Well, he was getting SSI, but now that he's past his full retirement age, he's getting regular Social Security.
Jeff? So it's almost the exact same question. So the answer is he's on retirement. You can collect a spousal benefit. You can go to ssa.gov, open up a My Social Security account there, which everybody should do if you haven't. And you can see what your benefit would be at 70. And then whenever you collect. Now, they may make you take yours now if it's bigger than the spousal benefit you'd get on your husband. You'd have to ask Social Security about that.
Jeff, we got to go. We always get so many great calls. Please come back again. We'll do it. And you want people to call you during the week, 312-431-1000.
Anybody that calls our office will get an answer to their question, or at least get a consultation with myself, Kelly, Susan, sometimes Mark. But we have people there to help.
RKBlegal.com. Jeff, talk soon, okay?
Thank you, John.
A couple weeks ago, I filled in for Mr. Hochberg. Mr. Stephen A. Leahy was in the chair to the left of me, And I heard his commercial, Stephen, today, again, during Hochberg's show, talking about the tax amnesty. And I just wanted to make sure we got that to our audience as well. Stephen, OPEM, tax advocates, fightbacknow.com. Stephen, give us the rundown. This is coming up soon here for people, right?
Yes, tax amnesty, right? So if you owe the state of Illinois for taxes, income tax, anything that the Illinois Department of Revenue collects, and if you pay it in full, just the amount that you offered, like the principal amount, they will waive the penalties and interest. That program begins October 1st, so just around the corner. And the good part is, what if I owe the periods that they're looking for is between June 30th, 2018, and after that, and before July 1st, 2024. Okay. So if you owe taxes in those periods, and here's the good part. There's a couple good parts. One part is, what if I owed for 19, 20, and 21, but I can only pay 20? Pay 20, right? They'll let you do that. Oh. You only have to pay the 1 year. So that makes it more affordable. So if I can only just do that 1 year, pick the biggest one and pay it, and then you'll waive the penalties and interest.
So let's say you owe $6,000 spread over 3 years. You don't have that, but if you pay a full calendar year or the full tax year of taxes, then they waive those fees for that tax year. Boom, you at least got some of it done.
Exactly, and it's big, because almost everybody that I talk to, they say, I don't mind paying what I owe in taxes, but it's the penalties and interest that clobber you, right? So here's a chance just to pay what you owe in taxes and save a ton. We talked on last week that you could put it on a credit card. I don't always recommend that you put stuff on credit cards, right? That's bad. However, if it saves you money in the long run, you got to take advantage of this situation, because it only goes from October 1st to November 17th. So you have to pay within that small window. Yeah. And then they will waive those.
Yeah, no, it's quick. And yeah, you mentioned the credit card. Yeah, a lot of people, you can open up like one of those 15 months 0% ones or something like that. Yeah. To then put it on the card, then divvy that. If you're strong enough not to put more on that credit card, then divvy up those payments over 15 months, whatever the case may be. All right, October 1st to 2025. Can people reach out to you either to sign up for the newsletter or talk to you about how this all works?
Yes. First, sign up for the newsletter. Go to fightbacknow.com. Or call me. I'm always happy to answer questions. 312-664-6649. Call me.
All right, that'll do it for Let's Get Legal, powered by the Illinois State Bar Association. We got to go. News next from the Northwestern Medicine Newsroom.
You've got your whole life ahead of you, so choose a Medicare plan you can count on. If you're living with a chronic condition like diabetes, chronic heart failure, or a cardiovascular disorder, you might count on extra support with your health care too. That's why United Healthcare offers chronic special needs plans with extra benefits and a large provider network to choose from. Visit uhc.com/Medicare to find out if you qualify today. United Healthcare Medicare plans. It's Medicare coverage Illinois can count on. Provider network may vary in local market.
Santa here. As the holidays draw near, have I got the place for you? It's Tree Time Christmas Creations in Lake Barrington, with everything to make your holidays anew. Amazing Tree Time artificial Christmas trees, lights, and decor. The best selection. You'll create such an appeal. Receive compliments from family and friends because it all looks so real. It's the Tree Time October Fall into Holiday Savings Sale. The most lifelike Christmas trees are all on a huge sale now. Hundreds of trees at the lowest factory direct prices. Get free help from their top designers and you'll be like, wow. Visit Tree Time on Pepper Road in Lake Barrington all October and you'll see the #1 Christmas decoration destination for your holiday trim and tree.
So go to treetime.com. Everything Christmas, treetime.com.
Mom, the garage door won't open. I'm going to be late for practice.
Garage door problems?
Green Tea Services.
Hi, it's Tonya Khoury for my family business, Green Tea Services. You need our garage door maintenance special. Our trained technicians come to your home to adjust the springs, check the cables, inspect the rollers, tighten hinges, and give your door and opener a complete lubrication. All for just $47.
Service to a Green Tea.
Don't wait for your garage door to fail. Call for our $47 garage door maintenance special. Call Green Tea now for details. 630-977-7777.
Now if Green Tea Services could only do my homework.
Green Tea Services, service to a green tea.
630-977-7777.
630-977-7777. Or greenteaservices.com.
In St. Pete, Clearwater, you can chill by the crystal clear Gulf.
And stroll downtown St. Pete's galleries and murals.
And hang with the locals at a fishing pier.
And escape to secluded white sand beaches.
Secluded, huh?
Yeah, and they're spectacular.
And then grab a sandwich at the grouper capital of the world.
And maybe a nightcap at a rooftop bar with sunset views.
Okay. In St. Pete, Clearwater, you'll find just what you're looking for.
And then some.
Your Florida escape begins at visitspc.com.
The preceding episode of Let's Get Legal was powered by the Illinois State Bar Association and sponsored by attorney Patrick Dolan from Conti & Dolan, attorney Michael Leonard from Leonard Trial Lawyers, and attorney Millie Palmer from Navigate Law Group. For more information on sponsors of Let's Get Legal, go to WGNradio.com.
John Williams sending a new batch of astronauts into space.
Yeah, but what a bummer. They're going to fly to the moon and not stop.
I know. If I'm the captain of that bad boy, I say, you know what? We're going in.
Weekdays 10 to 2 on WGN Radio.
Put my hat on. Let's go get us some rocks.
The leaves are turning and the air is getting crisp. It's a typical fall Chicago morning. It's Bob Surratt, weekdays 6 to 10 a.m., keeping you company with news plus and caffeinated conversation from Chicago.
Chicago.
A Nexstar Media Group station.
It's 62 degrees and partly cloudy at 3 o'clock. Good afternoon. I'm Sylvia Snowden. The news is sponsored by Team Hawkbird. Authorities released a WGN employee without any charges following her recent detainment. All of our expressways are moving along normally at the moment with no new accidents or incidents to report. A WGN employee who was detained by ICE agents in Lincoln Square has been released without any charges. The woman, who is a U.S. citizen, works in the Creative Services Department, which is separate from the News Department. She was taken into custody near Lincoln and Foster on her way to work Friday morning. The Department of Homeland Security says she threw something at a Border Patrol car as agents were carrying out immigration enforcement actions. They say she was arrested for assault on a federal law enforcement officer. Over 50,000 people are gearing up for the Bank of America Chicago Marathon tomorrow. The event brings over 1.5 million people to the course to cheer on the runners. The official start line in Grant Park is at the intersection of Columbus Drive and Monroe. Gates open at 5 a.m. And People magazine is reporting that acclaimed actress Diane Keaton, best known for her roles in The First Wives Club and Annie Hall, has died. She was 79. Keaton first rose to fame in the 1970s thanks to her role as Kay Adams in The Godfather. She won an Oscar for Best Actress in 1977's Annie Hall. A family spokesperson said there are no additional details available about Keaton's death and that her loved ones have asked for privacy. Keaton is survived by her 2 children. And WGN Sports Times 3:01. And in sports, the Blackhawks host Montreal in the team's home opener tonight at the United Center. Charlie Remiliotis has the pregame at 5:30. The face-offs at 6 with John Weideman and Troy Murray on 720 WGN and WGNradio.com. Northwestern now leads Penn State with a score of 3-0 in the first quarter. And of course, it is winner take all tonight when the Cubs take the field against Milwaukee at 7:08. Here's your forecast from the WGN Weather Center. Today it'll be mostly sunny with a few more clouds by the lake where there's going to be a slight chance of showers for the afternoon. We're expecting a high today near 67. Tonight it'll be partly cloudy with a low near 50 degrees. And tomorrow we're expecting a high near 71. It's currently 63 at O'Hare, 64 degrees at Midway, and 65 along the lake. I'm Sylvia Snowden, WGN News. Next news when it happens, next scheduled news at 3:30.
Here's a club you'll want to get into, Club Citgo. It's the super easy app that opens the door to great fuel savings and more. Sign up and instantly save 23 cents per gallon on your first fill-up, plus everyday savings that really add up. You can also enter our sweepstakes with multiple winners and giveaways, like free gas for a year. And Club Citgo makes paying easy with a convenient mobile pay feature. So welcome to the club where all the action is. Download Club Citgo today. Savings could up to 30 gallons, only at participating locations. Data rates may apply.
In LaGrange Park, business success grows from strong community roots. A diverse mix of independent shops, restaurants, antique stores, and even a local brewery bring energy to the village, where owners know their customers and neighbors support local growth. With incentives that assist with property improvements, build-outs, and expansion, small businesses thrive in a welcoming, family-friendly environment. It's a place where tradition meets progress and where every business feels at home. Visit LaGrangePark.org today. LaGrange Park, where business feels like home.
1-877 Cards for Kids. KARS Cards for Kids. 1-877 Cards for Kids. Donate your card today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now, 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS. That's Cars with a K to donate your car today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too? Go to carsforkids.org. That's carsforkids.org.
Wednesday, a News Nation town hall event live from the Kennedy Center. Chris Cuomo, Bill O'Reilly, Stephen A. Smith.
Join us and have your say as we take questions from a live audience tackling the issues we face as a nation.
Cuomo, live from the Kennedy Center. The News Nation Town Hall, Wednesday at 7 on News Nation. Watch News Nation on Xfinity Channel 223, DirecTV Channel 307, and Dish Channel 207, or go to newsnationnow.com.
Do you hear that? Asthma triggers are everywhere, from dust mites, head dander, and pollen, to smog and smoke. An asthma attack can strike anywhere, anytime. Be prepared with quick-acting Primatene Mist. Clinically proven to open airways quickly. It's the #1 FDA-approved asthma inhaler available over the counter. Primatene Mist. Breathe easy again. Use as directed.
With reporting from around the world, it's time for Eye on Travel with America's #1 frontline travel news journalist, Peter Greenberg. And now, the man who travels over 400,000 miles each year, Peter Greenberg.
Hi, everybody. Peter Greenberg here. Welcome to another edition of Eye on Travel for the second weekend of October 2025. I hope you're having a great time wherever you happen to be. Let me tell you where we happen to be. Get out those maps. 25 degrees, 47 minutes north, 80 degrees, 7 minutes west. We're in Miami at the Caroline Miami Wellness Resort. They call it a wellness resort. I'm going to go beyond that. It's much more than that. It's all about longevity and lifestyle. And we're going to talk about that throughout the show because that is so much a part of today's travel experience if you want it to be. And here's a hint. You do want it to be. So we'll talk about that a little bit. But first, we got to talk about the news. And of course, numero uno, the government shutdown, more than a week old. The impact already is being felt all across the U.S. and overseas as well. Let me give you some numbers here. If we go back to January, in the first 8 or 9 months of the Trump administration, given deportation, tariffs, trade wars, immigration policies, the foreign drop in visitation has been staggering. And that was representing about a $25 billion drop, loss, evaporated in revenue to the travel and tourism industry. And that's revenue that can never be recouped. Now, try this one on for size. In the 10 days since the shutdown started, guess what? The travel economy in America has already lost more than $1 billion and counting. It reached the 1 billion mark just 3 days ago on Wednesday. And that clock is still ticking. What's going on is you're seeing lines at airports, flight cancellations and delays, air traffic control towers going unmanned. We saw it happen earlier this week at the Burbank Airport in California. There was nobody in the tower for 6 hours. How could that be? And thankfully, there were safety procedures in place. The San Diego Tower was able to step in and handle that Burbank traffic, but that's only a temporary stopgap. We saw it later in the week in places like Memphis and 11 other airports where the staffing shortages are forcing the controllers to slow the volume down, to basically turn the faucet off on air traffic and turn it way down. So, and that's, by the way, being done by federal employees who are considered essential. We're talking air traffic controllers, TSA agents, U.S. Customs and Border Protection, and they're all working, right? Well, I'll get to the word all in a second, but they're not getting paid. What does that mean? It means, if history is any indication, by the time this next week starts, it's going to get worse as more and more of them call in sick. They have to put bread on the table. They have to get second jobs. And the towers are going to be undermanned. By the way, let's not forget, they were undermanned before the shutdown, which brings you up to the next item here on The Price is Wrong. And that is, the shutdown happened about a month after the U.S. Department of Transportation and the FAA proudly announced they had reached their goal of hiring 2,000 new air traffic control recruits. Okay, great, but they have to be trained. Well, guess what? They're not being trained. The government shut down. So that's going to create a lag in their deployment. And to put things in even crazier perspective, it's not a learn while you earn job. What that means is they're going to have to train for at least 2 years before any of them is allowed to sit at a console by themselves and control traffic. So expect the delays and the cancellations and the slowdown to continue. And it's going to go all the way through at least 2 weeks after this is finally resolved. Yes, we expect that these controllers and other essential federal workers will get their back pay, but that's not solving the problem. Not solving the problem at all. And to make matters worse, the airlines are going into a fourth quarter in which it's not usually a very, profitable quarter for them, which brings me up to the item of Spirit Airlines. You know what they did earlier this week? Most of their planes are leased. They gave back half the leases. That means they returned half their fleet. That should tell you everything you need to know about the financial condition of Spirit. They're still flying with a reduced schedule and a much reduced route network. I've said this before, I'll say it again. If you're holding a ticket on Spirit that you presumably bought with a credit card, you're protected for that particular amount that you spent if the airline doesn't fly. But the negative rub on all that is, if they do cease operations or not flying anymore on the route that you bought, yes, while you can get a credit back to your credit card account because under federal credit law you contracted for a service you didn't get, you now have to go out and buy another ticket on another airline, which 9 out of 10 times will be at least double the price. So it's not a win-win for anybody. And this is going to be continuing throughout the end of the year. I want to say this, and I mean it. We want Spirit to survive. We want every airline to survive. We want Avelo to survive. We want, Allegiant and Frontier and all the ULCC, the ultra low-cost carriers, to survive. Why? It creates a competitive marketplace in which more people can affordably travel, and fares don't become, outrageous, even in the fourth quarter. So we're seeing that. Now, having said that, it also creates something that you should know about, otherwise known as a buyer's market for you. If you want to go anywhere, just about anywhere in the world, except certain locations in the Southern Hemisphere where they're celebrating their summer, but just with those exceptions, you want to go anywhere in the world between now and, let's say, the middle of March, with the exception of maybe Thanksgiving and Christmas, you're going to see fares continue to drop precipitously, right? We're seeing flights that are going out empty or emptier relative to the packed status of the summer. And the airlines that still operate those flights are either starting to consolidate flights if they have multiple frequencies a day, or they're going down to, like, say, 3 days a week instead of 7 days a week. But until they do that, ball's in their court to figure it out, and the ball's in your court to operate at a lower fare. So check it out. And by the way, and I've talked about this before, If you want to be a beneficiary of a lower fare or a lower fare even after you buy your ticket, check out Google Flights, reserve with them. They then monitor the fares, and you can track to see if your fare went down. And if it did go down in a substantial way, you can then go online, cancel your original flight. You got to do this quickly. Cancel your original flight, get an immediate credit in the full amount, then rebook the new flight using that credit, and the residual credit can be applied to another flight down the road. And that credit starts ticking the minute you do that with one qualifier. Remember, if you buy your tickets way in advance and you get a credit, the credit doesn't start when you instigate the credit. The credit starts based on when you bought the ticket. So if you bought your ticket 6 months ago, the credit that you get is only valid for 6 months, right? If you bought your ticket 9 months ago, your credit's only valid for 3 months. Normally, the credit's valued from a year to the day that you bought the ticket. Some airlines are getting even more draconian. Check out American Airlines. Their credits in many cases are only valid for 6 months from the date you bought the ticket. So you may end up having a wash trying to do the right thing. So double check that and you'll be okay. And when we come back, we'll be joined by the mayor of Miami Beach as we return to the Carolyn Miami Wellness Resort right here in Miami. Don't forget the word longevity right after this.
Your flight might be late, but we're on time. Eye on Travel will be right back.
If you're 55 or older and into that whole saving money thing, T-Mobile has an exclusive phone and internet bundle just for you. Right now, get 2 unlimited phone lines plus 5G home internet for just $30 each per month with autopay, plus taxes and fees. And with 5G home internet, setup is easy with just 1 cord and no technician needed, which is great if you're also into that whole keeping it simple thing. Switch now and experience the best mobile network in the U.S. Visit your local store to start saving. T-Mobile, it's better over here.
Based on analysis by Ookla of Speed Test Intelligence data Q4 2024 to Q1 2025, Ookla trademarks used under license. Unlimited on our network. Customers on voice plan may notice speeds lower than other customers and further reduction if using more than 50 gigs a month due to data prioritization. Video streams and SD on this plan. Home internet pricing after $20 a monthly bill credit plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. See 5G device coverage and access details at T-Mobile.com.
If you're one of the millions of Americans behind on your taxes, if you're afraid to open your mail because IRS collection letters could be coming, listen carefully. The IRS is cracking down, taking paychecks, freezing bank accounts, revoking passports. That's a fact. But here's what most people don't know. There are official tax relief programs designed to help struggling taxpayers. Programs that could save you thousands if you qualify. No one knows these programs better than the experts at Optima Tax Relief. Optima's award-winning team will fight to protect your paycheck, your passport, and your property. Their tax attorneys and licensed tax professionals will work tirelessly to get you the best deal possible with the IRS. Every day, penalties and interest keep piling up, so don't wait. Call Optima now for a free consultation.
Call 800-783-8055. That's 800-783-8055. 800-783-8055.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Ooh, something smells good.
Let's see. Melt 2 sticks of butter and add sugar.
Ben, what are you doing?
I'm cooking Thanksgiving dinner.
What? It's way too early for that.
I know, Arvid, but I just can't wait to serve a big family meal on the Flay table from Penny Mustard.
Oh, I love the Flay table. The design is so sleek and simple, yet oh so perfect.
Mix in 2 cups of peanut butter and strained beets.
The Flay's strong Midwest craftsmanship means you'll be serving family feasts on this table for generations.
Half a cup of mayonnaise.
And it's expandable, so as your family grows, the Flay table grows too.
And just a dash of Tabasco.
Hold on, what recipe are you making?
Recipe? What's a recipe?
The American-made solid wood Flay table paired with 4 Kendall chairs with your choice of fabric or leather starting at $68.71 at Penny Mustard.
7 Chicagoland showrooms.
PennyMustard.com.
Tastier versions of what people want.
Penny Mustard Furnishing.
Once again, here's Peter Greenberg.
Peter Greenberg back with you as Eye on Travel continues from the Carillon Miami Wellness Resort Center and Bowling Alley. Of course, you can always reach me, Peter at petergreenberg.com, with your name, phone number, question, or problem. We will solve it right here on the air. I've been coming to Miami Beach since my father brought me down here for a convention when I was 7 years old for the American Medical Association, and I never forgot it. In fact, to give you an idea of my age, the one thing I always remember was that I walked in to the Fontainebleau Hotel, and what was playing on the jukebox? Fats Domino. All right? Blueberry Hill. That was my excitement. I've come back probably 100 times since. Joining me now here at the Carillon, the mayor of Miami Beach, Stephen Miner. Hello, sir.
Hello, good morning.
So, Miami has always, and by the way, I should say, like so many of my friends, you're not from here, you're from Brooklyn, and you moved down here, right?
Absolutely.
You did the migration.
Great move.
How long ago?
18 years ago.
No regrets.
Oh, never for a day.
You ever get back to Brooklyn?
It's been a while, but a couple of times.
Okay. Who has the best bagels?
Ooh,
I got you.
You got me. I can tell you Miami Beach, but I don't know about in Brooklyn anymore.
No, it's still the water. But you might lose that one. But other than that, here you are. Miami has always been an international gateway city. It's always been, for at least for the New Yorkers that I know, it's where we go. But we live in interesting times right now. Tariff and trade wars, immigration policies. We've seen a noticeable drop across the board of foreign visitors to the United States. I mean, the most noticeable one being Canada, down almost 44% at one point, but 25% from Spain, 34% from Germany. I mean, it's palpable. I was on a flight recently from Los Angeles to London, from London to Los Angeles in the middle of summer, right, on a 777, and everybody in coach had their own row. That never happens, right? So what are you seeing here, and what is Miami Beach doing to sort of bounce back?
Yeah, we've, like you say, the slowdown has been nationwide. We've noticed it here in South Florida as well. And we try to make provisions. For example, we reduced our parking for the summer to $1 parking for non-residents. Even residents get that all the time, but sometimes it's $4 an hour. We dropped it to $1 an hour. We try to do what we can. We have incentive programs for businesses as well. But yeah, there are certain things that are outside of our control in Miami Beach, and you try to adapt as best as you can and support our businesses.
And of course, you still have a lot of development going on.
We have a decent amount. We actually have scaled that back since I became mayor. We have approved a couple of really exciting projects, including one very close to here in the Deauville project. But one of the things our residents have told us is that we're a barrier island, and there's only so much capacity we could have, and also from a traffic standpoint and an infrastructure standpoint. So we've curbed that a bit. But yes, we're still a growing city and very vibrant, obviously.
I mean, I remember when Collins Avenue went just so far in terms of hotels. Mm-hmm. And now it goes the whole length.
Yes. And what's interesting about it, you mentioned hotels. So for the first 6 months of 2025, Miami Beach had the highest hotel rate room in the entire country. Not a single city had a higher rate than Miami Beach. We were at $321 a night. No other city was over $300. So we're still booming. Yes, you mentioned the tariffs may have impacted somewhat, but we're still a booming city. We're the place people want to be.
You know, it's interesting because I talk to so many hotel managers and owners who tell me, and that's about rate. They said, you know what, we made a decision. We'd much rather be at 50% and not discount than discount and fill the hotel.
I've heard that too. And I'll give you another stat. Our resort taxes for the first 6 months also up 3.3%. So even with what we hear, and resort taxes come from hotels and restaurants. So we're still doing well, because I think Miami Beach in many ways is immune from some of the, we're going to be hit a little bit, but we're immune a little bit from other cities, because we're still Miami Beach, and we're always going to attract top visitors.
Well, speaking of attraction, what brought you down here?
The weather, the sun. You know, when I was a kid, this was the go-to place for us. We didn't really vacation a lot. We came to Miami Beach. That was our spot. And a couple of reasons. One, there was kosher food. I keep kosher. And there are synagogues, so we can go to synagogues. So we'd come several times a year. And then when I got married, it was the same formula. We'd come down here for the same reasons. And every time I was here, I loved it. And every time I went back, no offense to New York, I have fond memories, but it was like, oh my God, why am I here? Like, I want to be in Miami Beach. loved the weather here, and then ultimately we made the move.
Although the one place I miss, you'll remember it, Wolfie's.
Yes, I don't think I ever went there, but I've heard good things about it.
Oh, it's gone.
Yes, I know. I actually think I even know somebody whose relative owned it, but yeah, missed that one.
But and again, in terms of development, growth, and weather, this is what got you down here.
Yeah, and it's funny. I joked with my wife when we moved down here because at first she wasn't a fan of the move, and I said, "You're going to see people are going to be following us. Everyone's going to be moving from New York to Florida." And the irony is, obviously not everybody, but yes, you're seeing a major migration, and especially what's going on in the politics in New York right now. We may even see more of a migration.
But even before that, COVID.
Correct.
COVID was a major catalyst in people moving to Florida.
Correct. Absolutely.
Now, in terms of development, hotels like the Caroline.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what's attractive to you about a hotel like this?
Well, we're bringing in a very sophisticated, high-end tourist, and you see we have some of the preeminent hotels in the country. That's why we have the highest hotel rate room in the first 6 months of 2025. What's interesting is we have so many good hotels. Our commission, and I'm on board with this collectively, we're actually trying to steer development into more residential than hotel. We have a lot of hotel rooms, and certainly housing has become an issue throughout the country. So we're trying to steer more of that, and whatever we can do to incentivize residential, we're doing that as well.
So I'm going to ask you to take off your mayor's hat for a second and just put on your traveler's hat.
Yeah.
When you go to a hotel, and we can start right here in Miami Beach.
Yeah.
What do you look for? What when you walk into a hotel, what says to you right away, this hotel works?
Kind of what happened when I just walked in now. There must have been about 9 workers that said hello and greeted me before I even got to the elevator. You could see without even, I mean, obviously it looks nice too. It's very pretty, but you could tell this is high end right here. And obviously the comfort of the room and you can just tell when you're in a top tier hotel. Obviously I haven't seen the rooms here, but you can tell it's quality.
But the bottom line is it's the people that you meet and it's the greeting that you get.
Correct.
What are your biggest challenges?
As mayor, or is my mayor hat still off?
Oh, you know what? I'm not going to go into personal stories here. Put the mayor hat back on.
Okay. Biggest challenges is really, I'm going to give you a straight answer, is the politics. You know, people all the time say to me, oh my God, it must be so hard dealing with the residents and this and that. And obviously I communicate with residents all day long. I probably receive and answer probably close to 100 emails and text messages a day. But I love that. That's part of the job. And obviously most people are reaching out to fix a problem. Politics can be an interesting game, and there are some good people in politics, but there are also some not so good people, and you got to navigate that and just try to do the best. So that's probably the biggest challenge.
And of course, when you got a destination as popular as Miami Beach, you have to manage the growth.
Correct. Absolutely. And that's what I was mentioning about, because we do have, as most of Florida has now, but we have some serious traffic issues in season. In the summer and for 6 months, it's not so bad, but once November hits, the traffic gets crippling. So, and I think our residents have taken to it. Okay, you cannot continue to build these massive development projects, and our commission has taken it to heart. I've actually passed legislation making it more difficult to build taller and taller buildings, and our residents have received that receptively. But it doesn't mean, like, again, we just approved the Deauville project. You're going to have a beautiful, magnificent hotel component and a residential component, and it's going to be outstanding right here, a few blocks away.
It's mixed use.
Mixed use. It's 2 separate towers, correct.
Right. But the bottom line in hotel development, mixed use is always the savior.
Correct.
Because if you can fill the residences, then you can operate the hotel.
Correct. Absolutely.
I mean, other than that, you're always a slave to the occupancy.
Yes.
So that's what they're doing.
Yes.
When you vacation, where do you go?
We're big Orlando fans. I have my wife and I have 2 kids. They're now 18 and 13. So maybe we're hitting the cap on Orlando, but we're big Universal Studios fans, and they just opened up a new park, Epic. We just went, actually, a couple of weeks ago. Fabulous. We had a great time.
There's one ride there. I admit to it. I'm sorry. I go 7 times every time I'm there. I know exactly what's going to happen. It's a virtual movement ride. You don't even move more than a foot. Spider-Man.
Oh, I love it. We went on at least 10 times. It's great. It's one of the best rides.
And you're not even moving. You're like moving maybe a foot. And you're holding on for dear life.
Yeah. Did you ever go on Transformers?
No.
It's in the other Universal Park. It's similar. Fantastic ride.
So you're a theme park junkie?
I'd say, Mike, I don't do the roller coasters anymore, but my kids do. So yeah, they love it. I got to sit and watch and wave.
I'm right there with you.
Yeah.
Mayor Stephen Miner from Miami Beach. Stick with us. We'll be back with more as Eye on Travel continues from the Carolyn Miami Wellness Resort right after this.
Have a travel question or problem? Just email Peter at petergreenberg.com and we'll solve it on the air.
So my mother is thinking of switching from Verizon to Pure Talk, but she's worried the deal sounds too good to be true. Michael, she said, how can those Pure Talk people offer me the same basic service as Verizon for so much less money? I said, Ma, go ask Google how much Verizon spends on advertising and promotions. A few seconds later, my mother said, oh my goodness, $12 billion a year? That must be a typo. I'll tell you what I told my mom. It's not a typo. Verizon spends $12 billion a year on advertising and promotions, and their customers are paying for it. Well, Pure Talk doesn't spend that kind of money on commercials. Trust me, I would know. That's why they can offer you and my mother unlimited talk, text, and plenty of data on a crazy fast 5G network for just $25 a month. And if you're a business owner, you could really save a fortune. Dial pound 250, say the words Mike Rowe, and you'll get an additional 50% off your first month. That's pound 250 Mike Rowe. Pure Talk. Everything you need and nothing you don't.
It's Bob Sirach. WGN's been around a while, but we are on the cutting edge too. Make us the first button on your car's digital dashboard. We'll show you how at WGNradio.com.
It's 62 degrees and cloudy at 3:30. Good afternoon. I'm Sylvia Snowden. The news is sponsored by Treat Time Christmas Creations. Prosecutors charge a Blue Island man with a string of Chicago attacks. In sports, the Blackhawks host Montreal in the team's home opener at the United Center tonight. Charlie Meliodas has the pregame at 5:30. The face-offs at 6 with John Weideman and Troy Murray on 720, WGN and WGNradio.com. And Northwestern now leads Penn State with a score of 9-7 in the second quarter. And of course, tonight it is winner take all for the Cubs when they take the field against Milwaukee at 7:08. All of our roadways are moving along normally at the moment with no new accidents or incidents to tell you about. A man is charged in 5 separate aggravated battery incidents over the past month. The alleged attacks involve women and a police officer. CPD says Derek Rucker of Blue Island punched 4 women on the north side. One of the reported attacks happened at the Loyola CTA Red Line station. CPD also says Rucker punched a police officer in Evanston. Police arrested Rucker Thursday after an alleged attack in River North. President Trump says he'll impose new 100% tariffs on China starting November 1st. In a Friday afternoon post on Truth Social, Trump blamed China's aggressive position on trade and its announcement of large-scale export controls on virtually every product they make. The president said he hopes a deal with China can be reached before the tariffs take effect, but the news sparked a steep sell-off on Wall Street. The Dow Jones Industrial Average fell nearly 900 points, while the tech-heavy NASDAQ plunged 3.5%. Here's your forecast from the WGN Weather Center. Today it'll be mostly sunny inland with cloudier skies by the lake, where there's a slight chance for an afternoon shower. We're expecting a high today near 67. Tonight it'll be partly cloudy with a low near 50 degrees, and tomorrow we're expecting a high close to 71. It is currently 64 degrees at O'Hare, 62 degrees at Midway, and 64 degrees along the lake. I'm Sylvia Snowden, WGN News. Next news when it happens, next scheduled news at 4.
It's crazy cold outside.
It's going to get crazier.
Or singing.
But it's going to get cold. Let's do the whole show and sing.
You know, people enjoy our singing.
Sure Good morning, Dean. Good morning, Andy.
Hello, boy.
Tune in Sunday morning at 9.
Dean Richards, WGN.
Need more information on what you've heard? Have a travel question or comment? Just log on to petergreenberg.com. Now, here's Peter.
Peter Greenberg back with you as Ion Travel continues from the Carolina Miami Wellness Resort. Of course, you can always reach me. You know the drill. Email me to peter@petergreenberg.com with your name, phone number, question or problem. We will solve it right here on the air. I go back, when I think about Miami Beach, I go back to 1972 when the Republicans were having their national convention here in the summer prior to the election. And Richard Nixon came down, of course. He was running for re-election. And the entire campaign was law and order. We're not going to have Chicago. We're not going to have riots in the streets, right? Law and order is still a big theme here. Mr. Mayor?
I started using that term. People always said public safety. I started talking about law and order, and some people thought it was too aggressive, but that's what we're bringing here. And we had a big problem for spring break for a long time, stampedes.
Well, let's talk about spring break for a second. Because every Florida, whether it's, Daytona or Fort Lauderdale or here in Miami Beach, you all had that challenge.
Correct.
Right? And do you restrict traffic? Do you limit alcohol sales? Do you have a curfew? What do you do?
So
because you also want the business.
We also want the business. And ironically, we put in some serious measures, and there was concern that the businesses actually did well. I'm not saying there were some clubs that may have gone, but overall, the businesses actually told us they did as well, if not better, because it was safe. But if you look at the month or two after spring break, they did much better because we didn't have the reputational and marketing hit that we had in the past. So our businesses actually thrived. Our hotels thrived. You bring a safe product, people will come, and we were busy. If you walked in spring break, there were families out there.
Okay, so what did you do to make it different?
So we put in, actually, after I became mayor, I only had a few months before spring break, I put in 16 legislative initiatives that our city needed to follow, including we shut down some parking garages. We actually increased our parking fees to $100. We restrict. It's serious. Basically, if you're coming here, because we were having individuals coming here that weren't visiting our hotels or restaurants, and they were just partying in the street, bringing their own alcohol. But if you make it, so we were basically saying, if you want to come here, at least come here, enjoy the benefits of our city. But
so people coming in one car with 85 people crammed into the car.
That was happening, yes, absolutely. Yeah. So that did not happen this year. I also had reached out to the governor, asked for state trooper resources. We had never had that before.
And you had checkpoints.
We had checkpoints,
DUI
checks.
Sobriety checkpoints, yeah.
Absolutely. Restricted alcohol access to the beach. We shut the beach down at 6 o'clock. And we also sent out the message. We did a great marketing campaign, breaking up with spring break, that went viral. The message got out, and we did it 2 years in a row, and it was been a great success 2 years in a row.
So let me see. Arrests were down?
Arrests actually were up, but because we were so proactive. So you basically have these cars coming through. We were getting people on drunk driving. There were weapons in the cars. I was actually out there at like 1 a.m. one night when the police visibly saw the gun in the car, and they were able to pull over. And it turns out in the trunk there were many weapons. They confiscated drugs. So, arrests, you could say, well, if arrests are going to be down, things are safe. Well, things were safe because also arrests were up. But we didn't have the violent crime that we had seen before. We didn't have anybody shot in our streets. We didn't have stampedes. We didn't have people jumping on police cars. None of that happened. Actually, from the visual standpoint, from a guest being here in our city or a resident, everything was peaceful.
And less noisy. Right?
Yeah.
So if you shut down the beach at 6 o'clock at night, that means they went to the clubs.
Presumably. And in this case, we didn't have that, like you said, 8 people in a car. We had people enjoying our hotels, enjoying our restaurants. Many residents who had left our city for the month of March stayed because they realized the measures we were taking, everything was going to be safe, and they didn't leave.
And did any other Florida cities follow your lead?
Not to the extent we did. We really, it was excessive. It kind of some of the issues migrated elsewhere. But sometimes I was asked, do you feel bad? I'm like, I'm the mayor of Miami Beach. I'm protecting Miami Beach. I can't be the mayor of every city. But by the way, that same law and order approach, it's 365 days a year. So that's spring break, but we take that seriousness all year round. Our major crimes are down over 16%. Our homeless numbers are at record lows. And we spend a lot of money, for example, to help the homeless, millions of dollars, shelters and treatment programs, but you can't sleep on our streets. Actually, it's one of the laws that I sponsored. You cannot sleep in the public, you can't sleep in a park, you can't sleep on our sidewalks. You can be arrested for that. And our the numbers show we're getting people help. But we have record low numbers of homeless people.
But you can sleep in hotels.
Yes, you can sleep in hotels. We actually value that. Yes.
Now, other cities, they did curfews. Other cities did some sobriety checks. It seems to work because you have that double-edged sword, don't you? You want the business, but you can't deal with the other stuff.
Correct. What's interesting is we always had some kind of checkpoints in our city. And in the past, we had 3-hour, sometimes, delays. I actually got caught in one of them before I was an elected official. The longest line I heard of this time was 40 minutes. So we were able to bring a successful, proactive approach, but yet keep the traffic moving as well and not keep people backed up for hours.
And you were here for spring break.
I was here. Believe me, as the mayor.
Wait, was that you on the beach at 10 o'clock at night?
No, that wasn't me. I was actually on the roadway with the police officers, out there showing my support for the efforts they were doing.
And that's going to stay in place now for every spring break.
Yes, I mean there are people who are trying to roll it back and feel that maybe we can curb some things, and we look at it. We certainly look every year to see what we can do differently. My approach is it's got to be pretty similar. We have to make sure that we're past the point where people say, "Oh, is Miami Beach now loosening its restrictions? Is Miami Beach a place we can go now and cause trouble and break the law?" No, we got to continue to send that message. You come here, enjoy. We're a beautiful, magnificent city, but you got to play by the rules and obey the law.
Because the mayor will be out there checking for guns.
Absolutely.
Mr. Mayor, thanks for joining us.
All right.
And back with more from the Carolyn Miami Wellness Resort with no sobriety checks that I ought to know about right now, right after this.
Please remain seated with your seatbelt fastened. Ion Travel will be right back.
Progressive's teen driver discount could lower the cost of insurance for your teenager and save you some money. And then you can still spend money on them. Because just when you think you have a grasp on spending, new sneakers. And then it's money for a school field trip. And of course, spending money. Oh yeah, and a new phone to replace the one they dropped in the toilet. Oh, don't remind me. So just get Progressive's teen driver discount. And then you can continue to spend money on them endlessly. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Discount not available in all states and subject to terms and conditions.
Every morning, we rise and shine, make breakfast, and brush away the night's rest. These routines help us start the day off right. Nature-Made vitamins are a simple step in that daily care regimen. Multivitamins with daily essentials, clinically studied probiotics for gut health support, magnesium to help relax the body. Nature-Made is made to care for you every day. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Hey, get in. What? Who are you? I'm future you. Constipation with belly pain still coming back? Yeah. Mia, our doctor figured it out. She said it's irritable bowel syndrome with constipation, or IBS-C, and Linzess could help you get ahead of it.
Linzess linaclotide is a prescription medicine that treats IBS-C in adults. It's not a laxative. It's a once-daily pill that helps you get ahead of your symptoms. It's proven to help you have more frequent and complete bowel movements and helps relieve overall abdominal symptoms, belly pain, discomfort, and bloating. These symptoms were studied in combination, not individually. Do not give Linzess to children less than 2. It may harm them. Do not take Linzess if you have a bowel blockage. Get immediate help if you develop unusual or severe stomach pain, especially with bloody or black stools. The most common side effect is diarrhea, sometimes severe. If it's severe, stop taking Linzess and call your doctor right away. Other side effects include gas, stomach area pain, and swelling. Talk to your doctor and say yes to Linzess. Learn more at linzess.com or call 1-800-LINZESS.
If you're 55 or older and into that whole saving money thing, T-Mobile has an exclusive phone and internet bundle just for you. Right now, get 2 unlimited phone lines plus 5G home internet for just $30 each per month with autopay, plus taxes and fees. And with 5G home internet, setup is easy with just 1 cord and no technician needed, which is great if you're also into that whole keeping it simple thing. Switch now and experience the best mobile network in the U.S. Visit your local store to start saving. T-Mobile, it's better over here.
Based on analysis by Ookla Speed Test Intelligence data Q4 2024 to Q1 2025, Ookla trademarks used under license. Unlimited on our network. Customers on voice plan may notice speeds lower than other customers and further reduction if using more than 50 gigs a month due to data prioritization. Video streams and SD on this plan. Home internet pricing after $20 a monthly bill credit plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. See 5G device coverage and access details at tmobile.com.
Now, back to Eye on Travel.
Peter Greenberg back with you as Eye on Travel continues from the Carolina Miami Wellness Resort right here in Florida, as you might suspect if you're listening to the show. And of course, you can always reach me. By now, I know you can do this in your sleep, but I'll tell you anyway. You email me to peter@petergreenberg.com with your name, phone number, question or problem. We will solve it right here on the air. Let's go to some of the emails. Here's one from Dave who says, I'm in the midst of planning a northbound Alaskan cruise for 7 people at the end of next July. That's probably 2026. I've got most things booked except the flight home from Anchorage. The fares are currently $249, but I'm trying to wait for a lower fare. Should I just book them and be done? If I should wait, when should I expect them to come down? I do monitor the fares with Google Flights. Okay, well, you're doing the right thing by monitoring the fares, but a $249 fare out of Anchorage in July, that's a pretty good deal if you get it now. There are no real inexpensive airfares out of Anchorage in the summer because that's their biggest month, or months I should say, and it's a short summer. So go for the fare now. And you already took my words right out of my mouth. Go ahead and monitor those flights on Google Flights. If the fares come down and it's a substantial drop, which I doubt it will be, but you want to monitor it anyway, then of course you can always get a credit, cancel that flight, rebook it immediately, and keep the other fare difference as a credit against a future flight. But right now, knowing what airfares consistently are in Anchorage or the most of Alaska, take the $249 fare and you run. Okay? Speaking of fares, here's an email from Barbara who says, my family and I are flying to Recife, that's in Brazil, by the way, in mid-December, but we don't have flights booked yet. Should we wait a little longer to book them, or are we pushing our luck by waiting this long? I have 3-word answer for you. You're pushing your luck. Pushing your luck. Why? It's Southern Hemisphere. It's their summer. It's their high season. Book it now. Okay? And if the fare comes down, great. Do exactly what I just suggested. Monitor the flights on Google Flights. Or there's another company out there now called Payback, spelled P-A-I-B-A-C-K. You can get their app. I'm sure they're on the web. What they do is you arrange your flights with them at the fare that you can get, and then they will automatically monitor those flights 24/7. And if there's a precipitous drop in the fare, they'll automatically cancel your flight, get the refund or the credit, then apply that credit at the higher fare to a lower fare and split the difference with you on the amount you saved. Not a bad deal. Either way, though, book the ticket now. And here's one from Marianne who says, I heard you mention that you can provide information on how to easily renew TSA Global Entry or Clear. I could not find that information on your website. Also, do you know what digital ID means? When we were flying from DTW recently, there was much confusion as to what security line we had to use because we only had TSA and Global Entry. Well, you're already well armed, Marianne, so let's first of all talk about renewal. If you have a TSA PreCheck card or Clear or Global Entry, and it's within 6 months of expiration, it's like your passport. Go the renewal route right away. But let's back up a second. You already told me you have Global Entry. So when you renew Global Entry, you're going to get TSA PreCheck. You don't have to do 2 separate renewals, right? And you can do that online. Now, you also mentioned the digital ID. It's basically paperless. It's another line at the TSA. Not everybody's using it now. Some people like it. I'm old school. I absolutely like the idea of having something printed in my hand or something that I can take out of my suitcase. What happens if your phone battery dies? What happens if there's a glitch in their system? I can't begin to tell you. When they went to, e-tickets years ago, I was the last of the Mohicans when it came to paper tickets because I wanted a document that I could easily refer to and show people that wasn't electronic. And I can't begin to tell you how many times the airline system went down. It happened to me in Seattle with Horizon Air, where the system went down. Guess who was the only one who got to board the plane? Me, because I was the only one who could prove I belonged on the plane. I had a paper ticket. Well, the days of the paper tickets are gone, but that doesn't mean you can't print up the receipt that you get when you buy the ticket. That becomes your paper ticket, at least proof that you belong on the plane on which you have a reservation. So right now, just check your validity on your TSA or Global Entry. If it's less than 6 months or approaching 6 months, go ahead and renew it. You're going to get both TSA and Global Entry as a package, and there should be no problem, right? If you have a passport that either is less than 6 months of validity or you're down to maybe the last 2 or 3 blank pages, you better renew it no matter what the validity is, because there are countries that will not let you in if you don't have at least 2 completely blank passport stamp pages on your passport. They'll never be able to tell you why they have that rule, but they have it. So, and in the old days, you could put new pages in the passport. Those days are gone. Even if you have a 10-year validity passport, which is what they are, and you've run out of pages by the 5th or 6th year, you're going to have to get a new passport. All right, a small price to pay for all the stamps you have on those passports, proving all the great places you were able to go simply because you had one. Coming up next when we return, Shannon Knapp. She's the big cheese at leading hotels of the world with her update on what's going on in the world of hospitality, not just in Florida, but globally. So stick around, everybody. More coming from the Carolina Miami Wellness Resort right here in Miami right after this.
Your flight might be late, but we're on time. Ion Travel will be right back.
Social Security disability and SSI benefits support people whose severe medical problems make work impossible. These basic benefits provide access to medical care and help avoid homelessness. But the paperwork is demanding and the law and regulations are confusing. Hi, I'm Jeffrey Rabin. At the law offices of Jeffrey Rabin and Associates, we've been helping disabled clients in Northern Illinois battle Social Security since 1981. We have decades of experience working on behalf of people with disabling medical problems. Don't fight alone. Call 312-431-1000 or go to rkblegal.com for a free telephone consultation. We can let you know if you should pursue your application and what you need to do to make your claim stronger. We represent people living with a disability even before they file their application. Call 312-431-1000 or visit rkblegal.com and reach out for the friendly hands at Rabin and Associates. Remember, don't fight alone.
Hey homeowners, find all your home improvement needs with one easy visit to the Free Home Show this weekend in St. Charles. This is the best place to save time and money on the latest products and services for your next project. Plus, enter to win a trip to beautiful St. Croix in the Virgin Islands. From interiors to exteriors, from decor to outdoor, you'll find it all at the Free Home Show. This weekend only at the Kane County Fairgrounds in St. Charles. For details, visit KaneCountyHomeshow.com today. That's KaneCountyHomeshow.com.
Welcome back to Ask Hasselus.
What makes Hasselus mattress different?
Aside from employee-free showrooms, free next-day delivery, and prices that are way too low?
Yeah, besides that.
Hasselus Mattress is locally owned and managed by the same family. So, your money stays right here. And through Monday, you'll get a $248 credit towards a new Beautyrest, Sealy Posturepedic, and Serta Perfect Sleeper just for shopping local.
Thanks.
For what?
For being different.
Find a no-hassle, employee-free showroom near you at Hasselus.com.
Bet365 is paying out before the final whistle.
Check out Bet365's unrivaled early payout offer. When you bet on a team to win and they take a 17-point lead, you get paid no matter the final score. Forget the final whistle and start counting that cash. Hold up, you get early payout on parlays too.
Download the app and see why it's never ordinary at Bet365. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Illinois. T&Cs apply.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want to boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Turn things all the way up and find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy.
You've been listening to Ion Travel with Peter Greenberg. Visit our website at www.petergreenberg.com for more information. And sign up for our newsletter. Ion Travel is a CBS Audio Network production.
Peter Greenberg back with you as Ion Travel continues from the Carolina Miami Wellness Resort here in Miami Beach. And of course, you can always reach me. Email me to peter@petergreenberg.com with your name, phone number, question or problem. We will solve it right here on the air. Joining me now, an old buddy. Happy to have her back on the show. She's the president and CEO of the leading hotels of the world. How about that for a title? Shannon Knapp, how are you?
Hi, Peter. Thank you so much for having me. Always a pleasure.
You know, you're my go-to person to talk about trends in hospitality and hotels. You've got them literally all over the world. And we've been living in interesting times of trade and tariff wars, immigration policy, drop-offs in foreign visitors to the U.S. and overseas. the power and strength of the U.S. dollar versus different foreign currencies. And of course, overriding all of that is the fact that everybody's still addicted to travel. Everybody still wants a great experience. And so I guess the first thing is what are you seeing right now from your perch as to the business itself? I'll give you an example. In so many of the hotels that I've talked about, and by the way, we're not seeing this in the airlines. In the airlines, we're seeing huge airfare wars starting right now, where we're looking at airfares of $258 round trip from New York to London, or about $319 from Los Angeles to Paris, which is sort of unheard of. But at the hotel level, it's a different story. The people that I'm talking to are not discounting the hotel rates. What they're saying to me is, we'd rather stay at 50% and not discount than discount and fill the hotel. Is that what you're seeing?
Yeah. I mean, Peter, I couldn't agree more. We are, from a leading hotels perspective, we are really seeing the business just surge. It's really thriving across all metrics, whether that's overall global revenue. We're pacing at nearly 20% year-over-year growth. That's almost double the CoStar global luxury benchmark of 9%. Our on-the-books revenue is even stronger at 21% year-over-year. And we're seeing this really across all the metrics. We're seeing it across room nights, which were up 10%. We're seeing it on ADR, which continues to grow. It's up 8% year-over-year.
That's called the average daily rate, for everybody who doesn't know that.
That's right. The average daily rate is up 8% for us. We're seeing this across all markets. Of course, Europe is still our top summer destination, and it's up almost 20% year over year. But travel to Asia Pacific is up 22%. Travel to EMEA is up 53%. So we're seeing traditional markets doing well. The U.S. continues to grow. It's up 16%. We see growth in Italy and Switzerland. So honestly, to say travel globally is thriving is not an understatement.
You mentioned those numbers, which are pretty impressive. How much of that is regional traffic versus American market?
Yeah, it's a great question. So the strength of our business is really the outbound U.S. to Europe, but domestic travel within Europe is at its highest year-over-year growth rate since 2021. It's up about 30%.
And my guess, Shannon, is part of that is due to the fact that people haven't stopped traveling, but they've made decisions not necessarily to travel to the U.S. When you see the numbers down, Canada down 44%, Germany down 38%, Spain down 25%, et cetera, et cetera. Those people didn't just sit home. They said, okay, where else do we want to go? And they went somewhere else. And that may explain some of your numbers there.
Oh, for sure. I think so. But we are a little bit of an outlier because we are still seeing growth in inbound U.S. So we're up 16% year over year. So we are still seeing travelers from around the world, as well as obviously Americans traveling in the U.S. We are definitely seeing that Canadian trend. So travel from Canada to the U.S. has definitely softened due to the obviously current macroeconomic and political tensions. But this is, as you said, created opportunities for other destinations, right? So the Canadians are going to Western Europe, which has benefited with a 33% increase in consumed revenue from Canadian luxury travelers. So to your point, I think the domestic travel in Europe being up so high and Canadians going to Europe as well, certainly some of those impacts are being felt. But to your point, the luxury traveler doesn't stop traveling. They just choose a different destination.
And you represent more than 400, luxury hotels around the world. And I guess the question that's obvious is luxury travel somewhat exempt from this drop-off? Because at that level, people are going to find a way to travel.
Yeah, I mean, I think we've seen this since COVID, that for people who have the opportunity, they are looking at travel not just now as something to do, but it really is who they are, especially the curious traveler that travels with leading hotels of the world. It's no longer something that is, in a way, a choice. They've made it a part of their lives, and they're not compromising on it. And you've seen this trend. Many people, whether you're in the ultra high net worth category or even down, to the millennials and making less than $1 million a year, they're making the trade-off between things and experiences, luxury goods and experiences, right? So they're choosing to travel more than they're choosing to invest in luxury goods. And that's a trend that we've seen growing since before COVID, but certainly accelerating since COVID.
I love it. Well, you know what? When the going gets tough, at least in your area, the tough get going, and they are.
That's right.
Shannon Knapp, the president and CEO of leading hotels of the world. Those numbers are still staggering. I'm trying to digest them, Shannon, but you know what? It portends for some interesting development in the rest of the year as we see it. Shannon Knapp, again, thank you so much for joining us. That music means we're out of time for this hour. Stick around, everybody. Got a whole lot more coming as Ion Travel continues. By the way, one of the most leading hotels of the world, the Carillon Miami Beach Wellness Resort. Back right after this.
You've been listening to Ion Travel with Peter Greenberg. Visit our website at www.petergreenberg.com for more information and sign up for our newsletter. Ion Travel is a CBS Audio Network production.
Here's the secret to a beautiful lawn.
Green Tea Services.
Hi, this is Tonya Khoury for my family-owned business, Green Tea Services Lawn Care. The secret to a beautiful lawn? 2 words: aeration, overseeding. Aeration and overseeding lets air, water, and nutrients down to the roots for a healthy green lawn.
Service to a Green Tea.
Call Green Tea Services now for a free fertilizer application with your aeration and overseeding. Yes, a fertilizer application absolutely free. With our 20 years experience, you'll have the greenest lawn on the block. For details on aeration and overseeding with your free fertilizer application, call now. 630-977-7777.
Green Tea Services, service to a Green Tea. 630-977-7777.
630-977-7777 or greenteaservices.com.
This is John Records Landecker, and whenever I'm in Chicago, I listen to John Records Landecker. I mean, don't you think somebody should? Weeknights 7 to 10 on 720.
WGN Chicago.
A Nexstar Media Group station.
It's 62 degrees and cloudy at 3:59. Good afternoon. I'm Sylvia Snowden. The news is sponsored by Permaseal. Chicago and Illinois respond to the president's latest legal move. It looks like we're still seeing normal movement on our roadways at the moment with no major accidents or incidents to report. Illinois and Chicago have responded to President Trump's appeal to send federal troops to the Prairie State after a judge blocked the plan.
Late Friday, the Justice Department asked the Seventh Circuit Court of Appeals to suspend a ruling which halted deployment of federal troops to Illinois for at least 2 weeks. Judge April Perry issued that order, saying the administration had failed to show any evidence of rebellion and that the move violated state sovereignty. In response to the DOJ filing, Illinois and Chicago filed their own motions, defending the judge's decision and urging the appeals court to uphold it. Don Kleppen, WGN News.
The temporary restraining order expires October 23rd unless the courts act before then. Over 50,000 people are gearing up for the Bank of America Chicago Marathon tomorrow. The event brings more than 1.5 million people to the course to cheer on the runners. The official start line in Grant Park is at the intersection of Columbus Drive and Monroe. Gates open at 5 a.m. An award-winning band is getting back together with a residency at Sphere in Las Vegas. The No Doubt residency was announced in the classic Sphere way, with a video broadcast shown outside on the Dome. Gwen Stefani and her bandmates will play 6 shows in May. Tickets go on sale next week. And WGN Sports Times 4:01. And in sports, the Blackhawks host Montreal, the team's home opener at the United Center tonight. Charlie Miliotis has the pregame at 5:30. The faceoffs at 6 with John Weideman and Troy Murray on 720 WGN and WGNradio.com. Northwestern trails Penn State with a score of 14-13 with about 3 seconds left in the second quarter heading into halftime there. And of course, it's winner take all tonight for the Cubs when they take the field against Milwaukee at 7:08. Here's your forecast from the WGN Weather Center. Today it's going to be mostly sunny inland with a few more clouds over here by the lake. While there's going to be a slight chance of rain for us in the afternoon, it's still going to be relatively warm with a high near 67. Tonight will be partly cloudy with a low near 50 degrees, and tomorrow we're expecting a high near 71. It's currently 64 degrees at O'Hare, 62 at Midway, and 64 along the lake. I'm Sylvia Snowden, WGN News. Next news when it happens, next scheduled news at 4:30.
Wednesday, a News Nation Town Hall event live from the Kennedy Center. Chris Cuomo, Bill O'Reilly, Stephen A. Smith.
Join us and have your say as we take questions from a live audience tackling the issues we face as a nation.
Cuomo, live from the Kennedy Center. The News Nation Town Hall, Wednesday at 7 on News Nation. Watch News Nation on Xfinity Channel 223, DirecTV Channel 307, and Dish Channel 207, or go to newsnationnow.com.
Certain purchases you make in life can be intimidating. That new car, your first home, and amongst those, an engagement ring. The diamond that represents forever. Rasny Jewelers knows that that's a lot of pressure, so they want to make sure that you're comfortable with your choice. After all, few of us are diamond experts. But you'll feel like one after your first visit to Rasny, Chicagoland's most trusted family-owned and operated jeweler. So take a deep breath. You're going to have a memorable diamond experience that's easy and stress-free. You'll know how to examine a diamond like the experts. As a matter of fact, one of Rasny's professionals will show you what they look for in a diamond. Some things other corporate and online jewelers would rather you not know, so they can charge more. No hard sell, risk, or surprises. Just an assurance that you selected the perfect engagement ring within your budget and the confidence that you received exceptional quality at an unbeatable value. That's how Rasny thinks it should be. Rasny Jewelers, Addison, Hinsdale, Highland Park, and Chicago's Gold Coast. Details at rasny.com.
Bob Surratt. If taking charge of your financial future has been on your mind, talk to Trajan Wealth, a fiduciary firm new to Chicago. Trajan provides wealth management and retirement planning services, and as fiduciaries, they'll always put your needs first. When you make more money, that's when they make more money. Give them a call for a free review, 630-360-9000 or TrajanWealth.com. Your local trusted financial fiduciary.
Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor. Paid advertisements.
In St. Pete, Clearwater, you can chill by the crystal clear Gulf.
And stroll downtown St. Pete's galleries and murals.
And hang with the locals at a fishing pier.
And escape to secluded white sand beaches.
Secluded, huh?
Yeah, and they're spectacular.
And then grab a sandwich at the Grouper Capital of the World.
And maybe a nightcap at a rooftop bar with sunset views.
Okay. In St. Pete, Clearwater, you'll find just what you're looking for.
And then some.
Your Florida escape begins at visitspc.com.
Hey, it's Steve Bertrand for Window Nation. You know, October is here, and if you've got old, stuck windows or cracked windows, that means you're dealing with chilly air seeping into your home. Get rid of those annoying drafts once and for all with Window Nation. You know, the holidays are coming up. That's a big deal. I like to look out my Window Nation window and see what my neighbors are giving each other. It's a hoot. You can too. So don't miss out on free windows and zero payments for 2 years. Visit windownation.com before October 31st to get started. That's windownation.com.
With reporting from around the world, it's time for Eye on Travel with America's #1 frontline travel news journalist, Peter Greenberg. And now, the man who travels over 400,000 miles each year, Peter Greenberg.
Peter Greenberg here. Welcome back to this edition of Eye on Travel for the second weekend of October 2025. If you're just joining us, of course, I hope you're having a great weekend wherever you happen to be. Let me tell you where we happen to be. Get out those maps. 25 degrees, 47 minutes north, 80 degrees, 7 minutes west. We are in Miami at the Carillon Miami Wellness Resort. I always throw in the word longevity about that. I'll explain that later. And of course, you can always reach me. You know the drill. Email me, peter@petergreenberg.com with your name, phone number, question or problem. We will solve it right here on the air. And of course, coming up later in the show, I mentioned the word longevity as a part of wellness. We're going to talk about another aspect in the travel experience that's only recently come on the forefront, Ozempic travel. What does that mean in terms of lifestyle? What does that mean in terms of expense? And yes, what does that mean in terms of wellness and longevity? We'll get to that a little bit later. Let's go back to the news. Earlier in the show, I talked about the economic impact of the government shutdown, the economic impact on the Trump administration's immigration policies and trade and tariff wars on travel and travel revenue. Well, now let's talk about the economic impact on what? Consumer confidence. We always check out with our friends at Longwoods. They do all the research, and the latest research is in. And again, it's all about consumer confidence in the economy. And what do the Longwood folks tell us? 4 in 10 travelers are now reporting there are factors now limiting or discouraging them from travel within the next 12 months. That's through the summer of next year. Now, it gets crazier. And among those, 75% report economic uncertainty as a top factor. But we're not done yet. 64% of those surveyed also said that in their minds, and they're looking at their wallets, travel is becoming too expensive. And last but not least, 23% of those surveyed said they're planning to travel less this fall. So, yep, a soft quarter is always the fourth quarter. It just got softer. Something for you to think about as you're planning your travel, assuming you're so lacking confidence you don't want to travel at all. All right, now, speaking lacking confidence, I have to bring this up. I've asked this before on the show. I will ask it again. And by the way, I want to caution you, it's a rhetorical question. If everybody has status, nobody has status, right? If everybody's a member of a frequent flyer program and everybody reaches a certain mileage status and you're supposed to get rewarded for that, well, it becomes a physical impossibility because there are too many people who've reached that status. Now you've disappointed everybody. How many times have you seen true road warriors, frequent flyers, mega million milers standing by at the boarding gates looking like that circle from the movie Midnight Express, hoping for an upgrade for one available first-class seat, of which there are really no available first-class seats, but on that departure board right above right about the boarding gate, they list 53 frequent flyers with status, all standing by for a seat that doesn't exist. Well, it's about to get worse. Why? Well, in principle and in theory, you join the frequent flyer program to be rewarded for your loyalty. That when you reach a certain mileage threshold, guess what? You got either a free ticket or an automatic upgrade. There are no such things anymore as automatic upgrades. They're called complimentary upgrades / space available. News bulletin, no space available. And what is one airline doing to make matters even worse? They're now selling upgrades to anybody regardless of their mileage status for as low as $26. Are you kidding me? Delta Airlines is selling some of their upgrades for as low as $26, which does what? It discriminates against their most loyal passengers. Now, consider this. 20 years ago, 90% of every first-class seat at Delta went for upgrades. Not anymore. Today, only 13% go for upgrades, and that's, by the way, complimentary upgrades, and that number is decreasing by the hour as Delta is now selling upgrades to anybody. So now it's time to do the math. And the math is not difficult here. I don't care how many miles you have or how many special membership cards you have. If you can't redeem them in a reasonable and appropriate way, what's the point? And if an airline's selling an upgrade for $26, you know what? Buy it. And then go to a cashback credit card. Don't use a card that's tagged to a mileage program. It's meaningless. And at least you have a halfway decent shot of getting in the front of the cabin. Maybe. Crazy, right? I mean, and what are you going to do about it? What are you going to do about it? They have every reason and every right to do it because there are no federal mandates in place under deregulation forcing the airlines to keep their promise that they made to you when they got you to join the programs in the first place, right? Fly X number of flights or X number of miles and be rewarded by a quote-unquote free flight or maybe even an upgrade. Now, even that is in jeopardy. All right. Now, I want to shift gears and talk a little bit about common sense. And this is one of my pet peeves. First of all, I have a pet peeve about selfies. What makes you think that anywhere you travel in the world, a great photo can only be called a great photo if you're in the shot? You know, you go to Venice in the summer and the Bridge of Sighs is the Bridge of Thighs with everybody on that bridge holding their selfie stick and trying to be original. Stop it. We're not even going to talk about death by selfie. We're going to talk about something else. What exactly are you photographing in the first place? And then not only who are you sharing it with, but when are you sharing it? That's key. You know what? I get annoyed when I go out to dinner and I see people obsessing with their cameras, photographing their dish before they eat it. Why? And then it gets crazier, and it gets a little stupid. But then I know they don't mean it in a bad way. I know they don't mean to be stupid, but they're not being smart. Why? Because the minute they take that picture of that wonderfully looking dessert or the beautiful food styling on the plate, what are they doing? They're sharing it on the web. They're sharing it in the universe. And they're telling people not only what the dish is, but where they had it and that they're eating it right this minute. You know what that means? Okay, time's up. You should have figured it out by now. You've now advertised to the world, you're not home. Let's go bust into your place and steal stuff. If you want to be crazy and take pictures of everything you eat to show off to everybody about what you did, or even take the dreaded selfie at every stop you make, do yourself a favor, wait till you get home. Wait till you get home, and then you can brag about it. Okay? I mean, it's really as simple and as commonsensical as that. You don't want to do it the other way. You're leaving yourself open to being vulnerable. All right? Do we have a deal? And if you're next to me at dinner and I see you taking photographs of your dish, I might just say something. But don't take a picture of me either or photograph where I am. All right, as long as we have that deal. All right, we're going to come back to the Carillon Miami Wellness Resort. I'll throw in longevity again in just a minute. And we'll be joined by a very good friend of the show, Mitchell Kaplan, a man you need to know if you're in Florida, because he owns one of the best independent bookstores on the planet, Books and Books. Back with more from Miami right after this.
Your flight might be late, but we're on time. Ion Travel will be right back.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. More fiber?
What?
Down here, buddy. It's me, your spoon. Constipation with belly pain still coming back?
Yeah.
Talk to your doctor. It could be irritable bowel syndrome with constipation, or IBS-C, but Linzess could help you get ahead of it.
Linzess linaclotide is a prescription medicine that treats IBS-C in adults. It's not a laxative. It's a once-daily pill that helps you get ahead of your symptoms. It's proven to help you have more frequent and complete bowel movements and helps relieve overall abdominal symptoms, belly pain, discomfort, and bloating. These symptoms were studied in combination, not individually. Do not give Linzess to children less than 2. It may harm them. Do not take Linzess if you have a bowel blockage. Get immediate help if you develop unusual or severe stomach pain, especially with bloody or black stools. The most common side effect is diarrhea, sometimes severe. If it's severe, stop taking Linzess and call your doctor right away. Other side effects include gas, stomach area pain, and swelling. Talk to your doctor and say yes to Linzess. Learn more at linzess.com or call 1-800-LINZESS.
I remember brushing my hair and looking down and thinking, oh my gosh, do I have any hair left?
I used to look at women with thick, beautiful hair and think, why doesn't my hair look like that?
My thinning hair is making me feel so old.
If you want thick, healthy, gorgeous hair, then you need Hair Volume from New Nordic. With clinically proven ingredients like apple extract, biotin, and millet, Hair Volume nourishes your hair follicles to promote thicker, healthier looking hair. Say goodbye to shedding, thin, and dull hair, and hello to thick, healthy hair with Hair Volume.
Since taking Hair Volume, the shedding has all but stopped.
Now, instead of being jealous of other women's hair, I have friends who are jealous of mine.
My hairdresser couldn't believe the difference in my hair. Now she's using Hair Volume too.
Available as a tablet or delicious gummy, Hair Volume is available online at Amazon and NewNordicUSA.com, or find Hair Volume in the hair care aisle at your local CVS.
When people think sleep apnea, they think CPAP. Now at Advent, we do all we can to help sleep apnea sufferers avoid the CPAP machine. And most sleep apnea sufferers who come to Advent are going to be able to avoid a CPAP altogether. Our unique Advent approach using simple in-office solutions can get your nose working and throat open all under one roof. You see, the root of every snoring and obstructive sleep apnea problem lies within the throat, nose, or both. At Advent, we know when we get the nose and throat working properly, most snoring and sleep apnea problems will subside. And we have the most simple and convenient, ultra-effective in-office solutions that can do just that. And this is why people have traveled by planes, trains, and automobiles from corners of the world you would never think of to find the sleep apnea and snoring relief you won't find elsewhere.
Go to adventknows.com to schedule your appointment because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better. Most insurance accepted.
Once again, here's Peter Greenberg.
Peter Greenberg here, back with you as Eye on Travel continues from the Carolyn Miami Wellness Resort right here in Miami Beach. Of course, you know the drill. You can always email me. That's how you got to get in touch with me. Peter@petergreenberg.com with your name, phone number, question or problem. We'll solve it right here on the air. And as I do every week, I want you to go to our website with the imaginative name, petergreenberg.com, because that's where you're going to find our comprehensive list of all the aid and relief organizations doing all that hard and essential work all around the world. But just as important, opportunities for you to get up close and personal and give back to the people who need it the most every time and just about everywhere you travel. We like to localize those opportunities. And guess what? Miami Beach is no exception. Check out their botanical garden. It's much more than just an intimate 3-acre garden. It's an opportunity for you to volunteer out there in the open. Everything from weeding and feeding and gardening and listening to stories and learning. But the cool part about doing all of that, just not to mention the fact that you'll be out in the open, is that you're volunteering with the very people who live here. Who best to give you the best tour ever of Miami Beach than the people you just helped? If you want more information, that's easy. It's mbgarden.org, or just go right to our website, petergreenberg.com, for the comprehensive list on a global scale. My next guest is someone I love having on the show, especially every time I'm here in Miami, because he's my go-to guy when it comes to arbiter of taste, an arbiter of trend, when it comes to what people are thinking, and most importantly, maybe what people are reading. He's the owner of one of the great independent bookstores in the world, Books and Books in Coral Gables. Mitchell Kaplan, how are you, sir?
Oh, I'm great, Peter. It's so great to be here with you and to see you again.
Yeah, I mean, you know I don't come here without saying hi to Mitchell.
I know, and to be on Miami Beach, this is where I grew up and where I was born, and to drive over from the mainland and, sort of feel those feelings I had when I was a kid driving on Collins Avenue.
Collins, I mean, you could do books just on Collins Avenue, and they have.
They have.
And, this particular hotel is interesting because of where it's located. Because, 40 years ago, this wasn't here. I mean, nothing was here.
Absolutely. I mean, the hotel was here. Yes. I remember coming to the hotel when I was a kid.
Yeah.
It was basically like most of Miami Beach back in those days. It was kind of aging and fading. And to come here, it knocked my socks off to see what they've done with it now.
Yes. And what they've done is they've done it with an approach as opposed to just rooms. It's an approach to wellness, a word that can get often overused or misleading, but they've got it down to they literally have it down to a science here.
And only if the whole country would have wellness down to a science, we'd be in good shape, I think.
Well, let's talk about that.
More science, actually.
Yeah, well, let's talk about wellness in another way, as in mental wellness.
Yes.
We're living in an age of trade and tariff wars, of immigration policy. Let's call it what it is. We're living in an age of fear, the worst 4-letter word that starts with F when it comes to travel. We've seen huge drop-offs in foreign visitors to the U.S., and Miami being a gateway city, you've seen your share of that drop-off. But I always like to gauge what people are thinking by what they're reading, and nobody knows that better than you. I mean, people love to travel, no doubt about that. They're not going to stop traveling. They may change where they're traveling. They might even change how they're traveling, but they're not going to stop traveling. So just from your vantage point, what are you seeing in terms of what people are buying, what they're reading, that's going to give you an indication of where we're actually going?
Well, it's a wonderful question, Peter, and it's something that I struggle with every day, because one of the things that we want to do is serve, our community and present books that they may not normally see. Our audience has always been that interesting mixture of tourists as well as people who live locally in the South Florida area. You're right, tourism is down. But on an anecdotal basis, I am seeing tourists come into the store. The other day, there was a couple from Australia that was taking a long tour of the United States. Miami was their first stop. They made a beeline for a table that we have called What's Going On. And on that table, we have all kinds of books. Books by Timothy Snyder, books on immigration. We have, books on the Third Reich. We have books, just to give people a sense of what our political situation here. We have books on the right, books on the left. This German couple made a beeline for it.
A German couple from Australia.
Yes, from Australia. They would just come from Australia. I'm
Right.
sorry. They were Germans, but they had just come from Australia. They've been.
By the way, let me say something about German travelers. I can be in the middle of a war zone in a pothole in Syria and being shelled, and there are German tourists there. They are oblivious to war. They are oblivious to destruction. They will travel anywhere. Oh, look, bombing. Let's go.
But they wanted to know what was going on in this country.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm finding that people are buying. Not only people who live here, but also people who are coming here. So that you do have the curious traveler who, in spite of everything that's going on, wants to come and get a sense of what the mood is in this country.
I think the words curious traveler is sort of redundant. Tourism, there's a tourist and a traveler. If you're a traveler, you're curious.
I think you're right.
Right?
You're absolutely right.
So what are you seeing on your bookshelves that's going to satisfy my curiosity when it comes to travel?
Well, there's some really, interesting books that, the New York Times just had an article on 15 great road novels.
Yeah.
That, I don't know if you
about
saw
road
that.
trips, yeah.
About road trips.
Yeah.
And 15 great road novels.
So there's John Steinbeck
except On the Road. They didn't include On the
Kerouac,
Road.
yeah.
Or Kerouac. But it was, it's all, it's the one by Amor Tolls that just came out called the Lincoln Highway, which takes you from New York to Nebraska and back again.
And by the way, not to make us feel very old, next year, 2026, the 100th anniversary of Route 66.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
That I didn't realize.
Get ready for some books on that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm finding people buying books, again, as I said, those coming to Florida are looking for books on Florida. This is also an anniversary of Everglades River of Grass by Marjorie Stoneman Douglas, which is all about the Everglades. And people are wanting to read that sort of stuff as well. But there also is the idea of these are the vacationers who are coming and they just want to read something that'll be escapist. So the big thing right now, and we have I was talking earlier about how probably 60% of our readers are women, and the whole notion of romanticy and romance.
Are you still selling the romance novels?
Big time.
Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. Okay.
I never would have imagined that I would years ago when I got into this, but
just call me Fabio.
Exactly. They're not like the Fabio of old. It's very interesting what's going. It's married with fantasy and that sort of thing. But then there's also really interesting.
But wait, if it's married to fantasy, that involves travel because they're looking to get away.
I think you're absolutely right. Escapist literature is the big thing. But then there've also been very cool books by people like Keith McNally from the restaurant,
Balthazar.
The Balthazar in New York. That just a lot of memoirs coming out. There's a history of for us, the Todd Perna book, which is a history of Desi Arnaz, for instance, we're doing really, really well with right now.
The interesting thing about that book, we have actually broadcast from Jamestown, New York. The National Comedy Center is there, and the Lucy and Desi Museum is there.
In Jamestown, New York?
Jamestown, New York, not far from Buffalo. I'm telling you, I will go back any chance I get. It's interactive. You get yourself, they have all the archives in the museum, from everybody from George Carlin to Rodney Dangerfield to Joan Rivers to Johnny Carson. And you learn so much about how this all works. And guess what? You can't stop laughing.
All right, I'm booking a trip there.
You have to go.
Tomorrow.
You have to go.
I need to laugh.
National Comedy Center in Jamestown, New York. But that's Desi.
Yeah. Well, Desi. And the biography is astonishing. I mean, Todd Purdom did a really wonderful job on it. So people are reading all over the place, which is what I love as an independent bookstore. You can go into any section.
Are people reading more now?
Well, I'm kind of the wrong person to ask because I am surrounded by readers. Business has never been better. Young people are reading, at least the young people I see. There have been studies that have come out to show that people are reading less than they read 30 years ago, 40 years ago, and I don't dispute that.
Because there's so many distractions.
There are huge amounts of distractions. And it may be that they're not reading, it's just maybe they're not reading books. They may be reading online.
Although I have an admission to make, I hope you'll respect it. I do not own a Kindle. I have to hold it in my hand. I want to read that book. I want to smell the ink. I want to turn the pages.
I don't only respect you for it, I love you for it. That's exactly where I sit as well.
I mean, I love and by the way, when somebody says to me, what's your definition of a great place to travel? It's a place where I can travel and read a book. It's a place where I can travel and have the time and the space and the atmosphere to read a book.
Well, that's what I always loved about sort of cafe life in Paris or something, where you could sit, watch people go by, have a book on the table, read.
I have news for you, Mitchell. They had the book on the table. They were watching people going by.
Well, no, of course, mostly.
But here's the cool part. Not only is your store in Coral Gables, do you still have it at the airport?
We have one at the airport.
Let's see. Short yardage, if any. No gain on the play. 2nd and 10 coming up.
Little leakage in there over that left guard of the Cats. Got to make sure you seal it off. If he seals that off, he could go for a 4 or 5 on that play.
Pretty good matchup here, isn't it, with Dennis Sutton and Caleb Chernin?
Yeah.
2nd down and 10. Cats for their own 14, trailing by a point. 3rd quarter, snap the stone. Gonna throw under pressure, scrambling to the right, takes off and runs, and he dives across the 20-yard line. And there was that matchup, Ted, because Dennis Sutton was trying to hold off Chernin. Zariah Fisher is able to track down the quarterback, but it brings up 3rd down for the Cats. 3 yards to go at the 21-yard line.
Dave, maybe 2 future first-round draft choices right there.
We might see that matchup again someday.
Oh, yeah. Here they're lined up again.
Cats have converted just a couple of third downs all day. 3rd down and 3 here from the 21-yard line. NU territory. 14-13 Penn State, 3rd quarter. Trips left, snap to Stone. Stone under pressure, lets it go incomplete. And he got drilled that time by Zariah Fisher as he let that ball go. It's 4th down to the Cats. Do at least move it out a little bit, but Akers, who had a punt blocked earlier, will be punting from deep in his own end.
That's called a quarterback harassment right there. And the right tackle for the Cats really was kind of a...
Penn State, 5 became 56. Penn State.
Devontae Ross standing at the Penn State 35 to snap, and here is the kick by Akers. Along the numbers, takes a Wildcat bounce, picked up on a hop, but I think Ross had already signaled for a fair catch. And so the ball will be placed at the 32-yard line with 9:13 to go in the 3rd quarter. Penn State takes over, leading the Wildcats 14-13. This is Northwestern football presented by Woodruss from Learfield.
Are you ready for the ultimate transportation experience? Look no further than Windy City Limousine and Bus Worldwide, an official transportation partner of the Northwestern Wildcats. Our top-of-the-line fleet will cater to your every need. Sit back, relax, and leave the driving to our professional chauffeurs. Whether you're heading to campus, exploring the Windy City, or attending special events, Windy City Limousine has got you covered. Visit WindyCityLimos.com or call us at 866-94-WINDY to book your ride today. Stay windy and go Cats.
We all know that Chicago weather changes in an instant. Properly maintaining your HVAC equipment is budget friendly and helps to ensure a comfortable home all season. Whether it's a hot autumn or a chilly fall, you need to be ready. Equipment manufacturers all recommend annual clean-in checks. Some warranty language actually requires it. Home Comfort is proud to be the preferred heating and cooling partner of Northwestern Athletics and their fans. More information about scheduling your maintenance visit is at homecomfort.net.
Spot on, nice fish. Nice walleye. Look at that. Beautiful. Minnesota gold right there.
This is the first restaurant in the world that strictly is decolonized menu. All right, let's try this too.
Oh man, that's good. So earthy and mushroomy.
Where's the seals?
It looks like the ocean.
It's not that cold. It is that wet though.
What will your Minnesota travel story be? Discover what makes Minnesota the star of the North at exploreminnesota.com.
I think we've just scratched the surface.
Back to Chicago's Big Ten team. Here's Dave Ennett and Wildcat football.
49-yard punt by Luke Akers leaves Penn State on their own 30-yard line. 1st and 10. Penn State leading Northwestern 14-13. 9:13 to go, 3rd quarter. Let's get a Wintrust sideline report from Jake Saunders.
Well, we see the Northwestern defense about to take the field again. I really like what I saw in that opening possession, cleaning up some of the run fits on some of the zone plays they were getting and committing heavily to their reads that they're seeing in the runs. If I'm Tim McGargle, I'm already thinking about what the counter is going to be from Penn State here. I would be on high alert for any screens, reverses, or trick plays from Penn State to counter the commitment we're showing to the run game here.
All right, thank you for that Wintrust sideline report. Jake, Wintrust, official bank of Northwestern Athletics. Chicago's back. 1st and 10, Penn State from their own 30.
I really congratulate, too, the offense getting, with their back to the 2 line, getting out of trouble right there. They could have really had this on a very short field, maybe with a run back. They could have been in plus territory because they got 19 yards on 5 plays. Even though they didn't get what they wanted out of it, they got out of trouble.
They did.
Good punt, and now they've got the field kind of flipped right there. That's what you need when it totally flips for you.
We haven't seen a ton of Josh Fussell and Damon Walters. They have played, and Fussell had a key pass breakup in the 1st half. But both those guys coming back from injury. And look, the guys who've been playing have been playing well these past few weeks. 1st down, Penn State from their own 30-yard line, going left to right here in the 3rd quarter. And here's Allard to throw. Blitz coming. They pick it up and the throw to the near side. Devontae Ross, but Davis in pursuit and takes him down just past the 1st down marker across the 40-yard line.
Yeah, he had lots of time to get that pass way out there, beyond the numbers. So he rolled to his left and threw it all the way up towards the number to the sideline. Good open field tackle on the play, but still 1st down pickup.
11-yard pickup out to the 41-yard line. With 8:43 to go here in the third quarter. 14-13 the Penn State lead. Aller with the running back to his right. Hands it off Katron Allen, and Allen, met by Najee Story, stood up and driven back. Got a yard on the play, and Najee Story, the Wildcat veteran defensive tackle, was waiting for him and stopped him in his tracks, and it brings up now a second down and a long 8 yards to go as they will mark the ball at the 43-yard line.
Well, Najee keeps improving every year, every week. He had 2 tackles a week ago, and there was a good, solid tackle right there for no gain.
He's had 4 receivers to the left, and now one of them, Tyron Hudson, back to the right side, empty backfield, 5 wide. Snap to Aller. Aller looking. Aller scrambling to the right now. Lets it go. Caught by the wide receiver Hudson. Tiptoes out in Northwestern territory to the 47, first down.
Way too much time in that pocket. He got no pressure from the front 4. They only rushed forward. They didn't bring anybody else. And he was just sitting back there, you know, singing a song and completing the first down.
So the catch by Hudson. That's his first catch today. It's good for 10 yards and a first down for Penn State to the NU 47. Bunch formation now to the left side. Running jet sweep. Instead, Aller keeps it. Aller scrambling. Aller checks down and throws it incomplete at the feet of the running back, Katron Allen, on the near sideline with Ore Adai coming up quickly. Allen never saw the ball. Second down and 10 coming up.
Adian Hubbard again on the pursuit, on the pressure in the pocket. He had to move out of the pocket, and he threw it right to the feet of Allen. His running back didn't even know it was thrown to him.
Hudson and Pena both out to the left side this time on second down and 10. Penn State to the NU 47-yard line. Allen to the left of the quarterback, Aller. There's the snap. Aller with time now being pressured. He heaves it downfield, incomplete. Well over the head of Luke Reynolds, the tight end. Covered well around the 25-yard line by Braden Bruss, and now it's going to be third down.
Yeah, Bruss did the right thing. All he has to do is just follow on his outside hip. His inside hip. Just follow him wherever he wants to go. And when he turns for the ball, you turn for the ball. That's an outside linebacker covering the tight end.
Reynolds now one of 2 receivers out to the left side, along with Ross. 2 receivers right. Third down and 10, Penn State. They send Ross in motion. Here's the snap, and Aller under pressure. Aller hit, and down he goes. Carmine Bastone got there along with Michael Kilbane to take down Aller at the 45-yard line, and it is fourth down, Penn State.
Jake Saunders was talking during the break about what are they going to do now, since Northwestern's front 7 has done a pretty good job on those stretch runs. And he mentioned that they were going to try to do draws and screens, and that's a good example of the Cats being eyes on their keys in the backfield.
All right, Wosu going to try to pin the Wildcats now, standing at his own 40-yard line in punt formation. Here is the snap. Here is the kick. High spiral, and Drew Wagner fields it on a fair catch at the 10-yard line. I think the wind's a little tricky as the day goes on down there. We have a timeout with 6:19 to go in the third. The Cats will take over, still trailing by a point. They have the ball on their own 10-yard line, and we'll take a break. This is Northwestern Football presented by Wintrust from Learfield.
The Pulse Dempster line is transforming Dempster Street. You're in for the ride of your life with Wi-Fi, heated bus shelters, and green lights that just won't quit. Ride Pace Pulse on your way to theaters, airports, and everywhere else along Dempster Street. This express bus line is rated A+. Learn more at pacebus.com/pulse.
If you aren't paying with a Northwestern Athletics debit card from Wintrust Community Banks, are you really a Northwestern fan? Of course you are, but swiping with purple and white is much more fun. Pay with Wildcat Pride every time with the official Northwestern Athletics debit card. Get yours when you open an eligible Wintrust Community Banks account. Visit wintrust.com/Northwestern to choose an eligible account and score your Northwestern card. Wintrust. Different approach, better results. Member FDIC. Specialty debit cards not available for all Wintrust Community Bank account types, charters, and branches.
Northwestern Wildcat fans, remember to bring all the essentials to every game, including your Blue Cross and Blue Shield card, for a chance to be a part of the Blue Cross Blue Shield of Illinois game ball delivery experience at an upcoming home game. Carry the card that gives you benefits wherever you are. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Illinois. Through it all.
You're tuned in to Northwestern Wildcats football, presented by Wintrust. Now back to the action. Here's Dave Ennett.
Score a lifetime of memories by planning your Star of the North getaway at Explore Minnesota. Order your travel guide today at exploreminnesota.com. Dave Ennett, Ted Albrecht, Jake Saunders on the sidelines. Halfway through the third quarter, beyond that now, 6:19 to go. 14-13 Penn State. The Wildcats will have the ball on their own 10-yard line after a 35-yard punt by Gabe Wosu. See if the Cats can get something going here. Down by a point.
Well, we got 2 first downs on the last series, and we started on the 2-yard line.
Yeah.
So we're not that bad off.
I'd say a lot better than where you started last time.
When you had the quarterback halfway in the end zone.
Yeah. Komalafe, the running back. 2 receivers out to the right side. Amarazi, the wide man. First and 10 for the Wildcats. 4-man rush here for Penn State. There's the snap. It's Stone. Quick throw right side. There's Wilde. Curls away from the defender momentarily, but he's pulled down. Couldn't quite get away from Darius Dixon, freshman corner out of California. And just a short gain of Benny. Where are they going to mark the ball? It's going to be about a yard gain. Second down 9 coming up.
What a nice job, too, by the defender closing the gap there, Darius Dixon, because there was a lot of space between he and Wilde when he caught that ball, but he closed so fast, and then he made an open field tackle for just a yard gain for the Cats.
Preckle down in the backfield, along with Komalafe, flanking the quarterback, Preston Stone. Receivers left and right. The snap to give Komalafe. Made a first man miss. It's drilled and get knocked backwards by Antoine Belgrave Shorter. Backup DB, a redshirt freshman. And now it's going to be third down, a gain of about a yard on the play. It's going to be 3rd and 8 for the Wildcats from their own 12.
That was a hit by Antoine.
Yes, it was.
I want to tell you, that was a clinic tackle, low to high, struck him with his shoulder, lifted him up and threw him on his back, legal all the way. Nice shot.
Cats just 2 of 6 on third down in the game. 3rd and 8 for their own 12-yard line with 4:55 to go third quarter. Cats down by a point. Bunch formation left. Snap to Stone. Looks left, looks right, throwing right over the middle, sliding catch. Griffin Wilde, first down to the 24-yard line. A gain of 12. Darius Dixon again on the stop, but the Cats move the chains on third down.
Wilde doing a nice job finding a way to get open there. Just a little curl route, and he picks up his 4th reception on the day for 43 yards.
Just keeps doing it. What a great addition he has been to this team. The Wildcats send 3 receivers to the left. They are clustered there. 1st and 10 from their own 24-yard line. Play fake, Stone throwing, complete to Wagner, tries to turn the corner. Brandon Amarazi pushes past him and gets it out across the 30 of the near boundary to the 32-yard line. 8-yard pickup. Wheatley pushes him out. Cats will have 2nd and 2.
Wagner, such a playmaker, such a good job. Came kind of from nowhere in this receiver room, kept moving up the charts. Last 2 games, very productive. Now he's in the game the majority of the time, making a good 8-yard gain there.
And a memorable punt return touchdown as a freshman last year at Iowa. Hunter Welsing on a wing to the right side on 2nd down and 2. There goes Hyman, and Hyman spins off the tackle. He stood up as he reaches the 37-yard line, and the Cats pick up the first. Zane Durant makes the stop at a first down. And the Wildcats have moved it from their own 10-yard line. They get a fresh set of downs here at the 37-yard line as we tick towards the final 3 minutes, third quarter, 14-13 Penn State.
Boy, this is where you get lathered up as an offensive lineman. You get all juice. You're running the football. You're starting on their 10-yard line. Now you're already out almost to the 40. This is what you live for.
Two receivers left, two to the right. Ball on the 37-yard line. Play fake Stone, thrown back to the near side. Wagner made a man miss, and then he's grabbed, and Dennis Sutton throws him back. They're going to give him the 37, just about the original line of scrimmage. And that wide receiver screen went nowhere. It'll be second down and 10.
Well, Tiernan, the offensive left tackle, did not get out there on that quick screen as fast as you wanted to because he's got first force. He's supposed to block the first guy that comes in line with the receiver. He was just slightly late. That kind of blew the whole thing up.
That sent Elegant, Amarazi, and Wagner all to the right side. Second down and 10 from their own 37-yard line. Here's the snap, the give. Joe Hyman up the middle, bursting across the 40, gets rattled up at the 44-yard line, but gets 7 yards. As we get inside the 2-minute mark, third quarter, Wheatley and Fisher on the stop. The couple of Z's, Zachy Wheatley and Zariah Fisher.
That was such a great read by Joe Hyman right there. He got to the linebacker level, and he just saw the corner of his eye how there was a little bit of a block there. He cut underneath that, picked up big yards.
Third down and 3 for the Wildcats. From their own 44, minute 30 to go in the third quarter. There's the snap, and the give is to Hyman, and Hyman nothing there. He stood up, and then the whistle sounds. He got just about to the line of scrimmage, and it's going to bring up a fourth down.
Well, Dave, they had 8 guys in the box, maybe even 9, so it was going to be really tough. They had the Cats outmanned on that line of scrimmage, and that's where you got to hopefully throw the ball, get the first, because they were all boxed in there.
Wildcats send on the punt team.
Need a really good punt right here. Get him down inside the 20-yard line.
Pena in punt formation, in single safety. Akers in punt formation, standing at the 29-yard line. Final minute, third quarter. Here is the snap, and
oh wow, what a humdinger that was. Look at that.
Akers got the kick away.
On the ball was snapped. Delay a game. Offense. 5-yard lead.
How did that happen?
Just the second penalty of the game for the Wildcats.
But it's such a beautiful punt, man. That thing landed on the 5-yard line.
It's interesting, Ted. The Wildcats have had the block punt, the muff punt, and their only 2 penalties have been on special teams.
Okay, now I think they're coming before they weren't.
And here's the snap, and here's the kick by Akers, and he unloads one. Driving back, he muffed it! The Wildcats have it! Inside the 10! There's one right back at him. The Cats were on the wrong end of one of those earlier in the game, and it's recovered by Deshaun Reeder. It'll be first and goal for the Wildcats with 30 seconds to go in the third quarter.
It's a game changer right there. Exactly. Touche at you. I can't believe the guy was trying to field that ball. Just let it go. But what a great job by our punt coverage team getting down there and making a big play. Getting a turnover now on special teams.
And the Wildcats with a chance to take the lead. First down, goal to go at the 9. Wilde out to the right. Wagner in a slot to the right. Elegant to the left. Kamalafe, the running back. First and goal, Cats at the 9, down by a point. 30 seconds to go, third quarter.
Got to cash in here.
Not the ready to play signal,
nope.
Apparently. They are over talking to Penn State's Darius Dixon. Not sure what that was about.
Nope.
Number five for Penn State. It's a different number five that lost his helmet. He may remain in the game. First down.
Okay.
Whatever.
That is Dixon. We know that. He's playing defense. First and goal for the Wildcats at the Penn State 9. Looking to take the lead. The handoff, Kamalafe. Burst off the left side down to the 7-yard line. It'll be second down and goal to go. He is cut down by Alonzo Ford Jr. As we approach the end of the third quarter, Wildcats 10 seconds to go in the third. Penn State trying to make a substitution here as we're down to 5, 4, 3. Cats aren't going to snap it. We're going to go to the fourth quarter in a 1-point game, and it will be second down and goal to go to begin the final 15 minutes. At the end of 3 here in State College, Penn State 14, Northwestern 13. Back with the fourth quarter next. This is Northwestern football presented by Woodruss from Learfield.
Surprise! Your expenses this month were way higher than you expected! Also, you forgot to renew your website domain and now you're in a bidding war!
You should see the look on your face!
At Progressive, we know small business owners don't usually like surprises because they cost you money. But a good surprise that could save you money? Getting a commercial auto quote from Progressive.
Plus, the fridge died in the break room and now everything smells weird! All right!
Surprise yourself. See if you can save in as little as 8 minutes at ProgressiveCommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Hey Northwestern, want to turn your dorm dreams into reality? At the Wayfair store in Wilmette, get inspired and shop for all your dorm essentials. We're talking futon, mini fridges, bedding, and so much more. All at can't-miss prices that work for every budget, so you can get back to what's important game day. Go Wildcats! Head to the Wayfair store in Edens Plaza, Wilmette, and show your Northwestern student ID for 10% off.
Offer valid through 12/31/24 at the Wayfair store in Wilmette, Illinois. Must show a current student ID to qualify. Certain exclusions apply. See store associate for details.
Wayfair, every style, every home.
Hey fans, join us at Stacked and Folded before or after the game. Located at 824 Noyes Street, we're just a few short blocks from campus. We've got happy hour, a full bar, heated fire tables, weekend brunch, and fast, friendly service with a healthy and exciting menu. Follow us on Instagram at Stacked Social House or check out our website at www.stackedandfolded.com.
At U.S. Waterproofing, when we're called to fix a basement water problem, we get it fixed right. Our experts will diagnose and educate you on all the issues contributing to your basement seepage problems and guide you through customized solutions that will fit your needs. We make it easy every step of the way, and we'll treat your home with the same care and attention we'd give our own. Schedule your free consultation today at uswaterproofing.com and enjoy no interest if paid in full in 1 year. U.S. Waterproofing. A better basement starts with us.
You're tuned in to Northwestern Wildcats football. Now back to the action. Here's the voice of the Cats, Dave Ennett.
We start the fourth quarter here at Beaver Stadium, State College, Pennsylvania. The Penn State Nittany Lions lead the Northwestern Wildcats 14-13. The Wildcats have second and goal at the Penn State 8 for the first play of the fourth quarter. Through 3 quarters, total offense in the game, 202 yards for the Wildcats, 176 for Penn State. Cats have outgained the Nittany Lions through the air, 122-63 on the ground. It's closer. Penn State 113-80. And the Wildcats taking advantage of a muffed punt, or hoping to take advantage of a muffed punt here, recovered by redshirt freshman running back Deshaun Reeder, who's been terrific on special teams as well as in his limited action out of the backfield. And the Cats have a chance to take the lead here as we start the fourth quarter.
Well, you heard Mark Carman's interview with the running backs coach and that whole room, and they said that Reeder is a guy that can do a lot of things, and he's just gaining confidence every week as he is a freshman on this team.
The student section looks a little smaller
Yes, it
than
does.
it did earlier, doesn't it? All right, up to the line come the Wildcats. Kamalafe is the running back. Wilde and Wagner are both to the right side, Elegon to the left. Second down, goal to go for the Wildcats, the 8 to start the fourth quarter. Stone has Kamalafe on his right hip. Ball on the left hash. Here we go. Fourth quarter begins in Happy Valley. Second down and goal to go. Snap to Stone. Gonna throw. Preston looking left side. He threw it into the stands. Whistled it over the head of Hayden Elegant, who comes up limping here, and now he goes down and clutching what looked like his left leg and was away from where that pass landed. So
it was a non-contact injury according to the video, Dave. He was just engaged with him, running side by side, and he limps and then goes down.
Well, he had an issue last week with cramping in the game against ULM and left the game. Let's take 10 seconds for station identification. This is Northwestern Wildcat football.
This is ESPN Chicago, WNVP, WTBC, HD2 Chicago, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
We'll take a break. 14:56 left. Penn State leads Northwestern 14-13. It's Northwestern football presented by Wintrust from Learfield.
If you aren't paying with a Northwestern Athletics debit card from Wintrust Community Banks, are you really a Northwestern fan? Of course you are, but swiping with purple and white is much more fun. Pay with Wildcat Pride every time with the official Northwestern Athletics debit card. Get yours when you open an eligible Wintrust Community Banks account. Visit wintrust.com/Northwestern to choose an eligible account and score your Northwestern card. Wintrust. Different approach, better results. Member FDIC. Specialty debit cards not available for all Wintrust Community Bank account types, charters, and branches.
America has an undeniable, unstoppable energy. At Constellation, our energy matches yours. We're generating electricity 24/7 with hydro, wind, solar, and the nation's largest carbon-free nuclear fleet. Enough clean energy to power 15 million homes today, and a commitment to helping you build a brighter tomorrow. Power on, America. Learn more at constellationenergy.com/poweron.
Here's a club you want to get into, Club Citgo. It's the super easy app that opens the door to great fuel savings and more. Sign up and instantly save 23 cents per gallon on your first fill-up, plus everyday savings that really add up. You can also enter our sweepstakes with multiple winners and giveaways, like free gas for a year. And Club Citgo makes paying easy with a convenient mobile pay feature. So welcome to the club where all the action is. Download Club Citgo today. Savings could up to 30 gallons, only at participating locations. Data rates may apply.
You're tuned into Northwestern Wildcats football. Let's get you back out to the game. Here's the voice of the Cats, Dave Ennett.
Wide receiver Hayden Elegant II is off the field. He walked off with a little bit of assistance, but we're told by Jake Saunders it is that cramping issue again in his calf that bothered him last week against UCLA or against ULM. And meantime, the Wildcats have third down and goal to go at the 8-yard line. Down by a point, 14-13, 14:56 remaining. So the wide receivers now, Ricky Amarazzi, wide to the right. Hunter Welsing in a slot to the right. Wagner and Wilde both out to the left. On third down and goal to go, Northwestern. A chance to take the lead. In the opening minute, fourth quarter. Stone looks it over. Snap to Stone. Stone on third down, being flushed from the pocket, in trouble, and he's going to be sacked. Sacked on the play, and he slams his fist in frustration. Zariah Fisher will be credited. He pressured Stone till he slipped all the way back at the 23-yard line. So that's a loss of 15 yards.
And Dave, he could not step up because both ends were crashing the pocket. They were all over him, so if he had stepped up, he would have stepped up into a sack.
41-yard field goal try to give the Wildcats the lead for Jack Olson. 2 for 2 today. Out of the hold of Henry Helms from the left hash mark. Here's the snap, the placement, picked by Olson on the way to the uprights. It is good! Jack Olson is 3 for 3, and the Wildcats go back in front with 14:08 to go in the fourth quarter. Timeout. It's Northwestern 16, Penn State 14. This is Northwestern football presented by Wintrust from Learfield.
Hey Northwestern fans, enjoy a meal at Wildfire, a 1940-style supper club featuring steaks, chops, and seafood. Try one of Wildfire's signature dishes from our all-American menu: horseradish-crusted filet, Wildfire chopped salad, roasted prime rib, and cedar plank salmon. Dine in and take in the smells from the wood-burning oven, or watch our chefs in action at our open kitchen. Lunch, dinner, carry-out, and private parties. Stop by any one of our 5 Chicago area Wildfire locations. For reservations, visit wildfirerestaurant.com.
Through snow, ice, rain, and wind. Through extreme heat and extreme cold. When Elmer Matthews started his company, his dream was to provide for his family and be the best at his craft. As we celebrate our 90th anniversary, the 4th generation of Matthews family still shares Elmer's mission. Let's raise the roof, Cat fans, and be a part of Chicago history. Call Matthews Roofing at 773-276-4100 or visit them online at matthewsroofing.com.
Hey, bro. Weirdest thing is happening at the game. This guy sitting next to me says, "You're our good luck charm." Every time I crack a Bud Light, we score a touchdown. Now his entire family wants to buy me Bud Lights. I think I'm some kind of a football prophet. Talk soon. The team needs me.
Anything for Bud Light, the official beer sponsor of the NFL. Stock up today. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2025 Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
You're tuned into Northwestern Wildcats football. Presented by Wintrust. Let's get you back out to the game. Here's the voice of the Cats, Dave Ennett.
Until December 5th, help Northwestern score big by donating blood. Abbott and the Big Ten are teaming up, and the school with most donations wins $1 million for student and community health. Donate anywhere, then visit big10.org/Abbott to make it count for Northwestern. Well, the Wildcats scoring drive, minus 14 yards in 4 plays using 1:22, but Jack Olson, a 41-yard field goal to put Northwestern in front by a score of 16-14 with 14:08 to go. Buckle up.
Well, the Cats on defense are only giving up 17 points a game. That's 8th in the conference, 26th in the country, and they've played really fearless on defense. They've given up a couple points because of a short field, because of a muff punt and a block punt. The Cats could not cash in after that, getting the ball inside the 10-yard line. Now it's up to the defense.
All right, Corey Smith deep along with his fellow running back Holsworth. Holsworth up at the 5-yard line on the near hash. Smith standing at the 1-yard line just beyond the far hash mark.
We need to kick this out of the end zone.
That would be good.
No run backs.
Yep. And no penalties.
Yes.
We got that covered.
Yeah, I was just going to say we got that down.
16-14 Northwestern, 14:08 to go, 4th quarter underway. Akers tees it up. The field goal by Olson. Here is the run up and the boot. He drives this one towards the near side. Over the shoulder catch made by Holsworth. That double clutch comes out. He gets drilled in shy of the 10-yard line. He couldn't decide whether to come out or not. And Peyton Roth, linebacker, gets downfield and takes him down. And Penn State's going to be pinned back inside their own 10.
Little hesitation right there. Not sure. He was not committed on what he wanted to do. And the ball was kind of like a knuckleball. And he said, I'm going to go, I'm not going to go. And then he took off. Big air by the return man.
Ball is at the 9-yard line. 1st and 10, Penn State. Atron Allen, the running back to the left of the quarterback, Aller, who drops back to the goal line. And Aller has his pass tipped, but still caught by Allen. And he gets back to the 9 and driven down. What a play by Richie Haggerty, who tipped that ball. And then Braden Turner able to gobble up the receiver, Allen. That was close to being a pick six for Richie Haggerty.
That had pick all over it and 6. That had everything right there in front of him. Oh my gosh, almost made an unbelievable play.
They ended up gaining a yard on the play, 2 yards call it. Out to the 11, 2nd and 8, Penn State. Down by 2 here early in the 4th quarter. And they'll hand it off. Allen again. Allen tries to cut it up inside. He's hit, driven back. Rob Fitzgerald there, Braden Turner, Mac Uline. Pick one.
They're
all had a part of that.
They are trying to run an outside zone right there, trying to stretch the defense. The defense would not have it. They were all over that. Good recovery, too, by the backside of the defense. Safeties come up, so big support versus the run there.
All right, Penn State.
Critical
5 of
here.
9 on third down. Third down and 4. Looks to be a little more than that. Call it 3rd and 5 for their own 14-yard line. They empty the backfield, snap to Aller. Aller looking, floats one out of the right flat. Devontae Ross. He breaks away at the 35-40. He's up to midfield, still on his feet to the 30, 25-20. Cats who try to run him down, they finally do at the 20-yard line. Biggest offensive explosion play of the day. Ori Adai saves a touchdown. But Penn State, on just a little flare pass into the flat, turns it into a big play. And Adai is down, too, as well on the boundary on the near side.
Yeah, Dave.
That was 67 yards on that pass play on third down.
Dave, he came from the left side of the formation like a little shallow crossing route, and he got caught up in the wash. That is, our defenders got caught up in the wash, and then he just, showed his speed right down the numbers and then turned. He was running out of space. Nice job, though, tracking him down.
So down to the 19-yard line of the Wildcats. Suddenly, Penn State's in the red zone. 12:05 to go, fourth quarter. Northwestern up 16-14. And Aller hands it off. Katron Allen to the 10, angling right down to the 5, reaching for the end zone. Touchdown Penn State. And the Nittany Lions go back in front. That did not take long at all. Penn State finds pay dirt. The 67-yard pass play, the backbreaker on that drive, a 19-yard run by Katron Allen. Allen with his second touchdown today, and Penn State leads it 20-16.
Yeah. Play is under review.
Really sad sequence right there you just described, Dave. The defense have played so well, not giving up anything. No big plays, no smash plays, no nothing, keeping everything in front of them. They gave up the 67-yarder crossing route and then this 19-yard touchdown.
This Close Shave Instant Replay is brought to you by Barbasol Shaving Cream. Why pay more for gels when Barbasol delivers an instant thick lather for a close, comfortable shave? Choose Barbasol, a quality shave and trusted value. Well, the replay ongoing here, but as it stands now, Penn State's in front 20-16. And Katron Allen has his second touchdown of the day and 91 yards on the ground. We still have 11:52 to go in the game, so plenty of time. The Wildcats with that tackle inside the 10 on the kickoff, you think, okay, you've really got a chance here to take control of this one. And the play apparently has been up, or confirmed is the proper terminology now.
You know, Dave, and you're right, they started on the 9-yard line, and then that crossing route was a third down completion. So they had him right where they wanted him, you know, and then he just, no one put a hat on him. No one could track him down.
After review, the runner's knee was down with the ball a half-yard short of the goal line. It will be first and goal.
Make him run another play, right?
It happen one more time, right?
Anything can happen.
Let's see where they actually have the ball spotted.
Just inside the 1.
Yes. Knows the football almost on the hash mark of the 1-yard line on the red hash. Aller turns, hands it off. Allen leaps. And did he get in? No indication from the officials. Nope. Did not get in. Second down and goal inside the 1.
Bastogne getting up off the bottom of that pile
And Mac Uline there.
Yeah.
So it'll be second and goal from a half yard away.
You notice how they just charge out of the huddle and try to get you, off your senses and try to run something real quick and see if they do it again or they try.
It might also throw them off a little bit.
Yeah, here they come.
Yep, up to the line. Aller under center trying to sneak for it. And no indication yet. Let's see what the officials say. Touchdown. Touchdown, Penn State. Well, they had to wait a few moments, but Aller scores from a yard out, and Penn State goes in front with 10:45 remaining. Aller with his 12th career rushing touchdown.
Thank you.
Scoring drive, 91 yards in 6 plays. And Ryan Barker to attempt the point after touchdown. Hold of Thompson, the kick is up, it is good. Penn State leads it 21-16. 10:50 to go here in the fourth quarter in State College. This is Northwestern football presented by Wintrust from Learfield.
Allegra is a full-service marketing company providing customized marketing, printing, mailing, and signage solutions to meet your business goals. Allegra offers a wide variety of creative solutions that are tailored to each business's unique challenges, from printing services and custom signs to mailing services and promotional marketing. Call Allegra in Evanston at 847-864-9797 or visit AllegraEvanston.com to learn more.
Sureway Movers is a moving company that has been serving residents and businesses in the United States for over 65 years. In addition to our traditional moving services, we also offer moves to commercial clients, those moving internationally, and we are proud to move our military. Your complete satisfaction with your move is our #1 focus at Sureway Movers. Visit SurewayMovers.com or call us at 877-807-5024 to request a free moving quote.
In this town, we know toughness. We fight through pain, get knocked down, and get back up. At Athletico, we bring that same heart to recovery. We don't just treat injuries, we see your drive, your purpose. We build recovery plans around your goals. Because you've already done the hard part. Now comes the power, the confidence, the comeback. Move like you mean it. Start today at Athletico.com. Physical therapy partner of the Northwestern Wildcats.
You're tuned in to Northwestern Wildcats football. Here's the voice of the Cats, Dave Ennett.
Well, Penn State was pinned back on their own 9, but went 91 yards in 6 plays. The big play, a 67-yard pass from Drew Aller to Devontae Ross. And then what turned out to be a Katron Allen rush for 18 yards. And then Aller covered the final yard on a quarterback sneak. And so it is 21-16. Penn State largest lead for either team in this game, 5 points, but a long way to go, 10:50 remaining. And I think the Wildcats have shown in this game, Ted, they're not going to go away, but they need to get something going offensively.
Yeah, they have to really strike gold here on this series. They do not want to go down to the final series of the ball game with Penn State having the football. They could definitely, draw this thing out. So this is really the opportunity to draw blood right here.
Losu will kick off. Joseph Hyman standing a yard deep in the end zone. Hasn't had a chance to return one. Hasn't had many chances really all year.
We've had a couple long drives today. We had a 7:23, 7 minutes and 23 seconds early in the ball game, and then we came back again with another 4.5-minute drive. So that's what you need to put together a nice drive.
His last 91-yard drive finally put Penn State over 200 yards of offense. The Cats were over 200 before that sack on their goal-to-go situation. Here is the kick by Wosu to restart play. Hyman will watch it sail over his head and bounce out of the end zone. And the Wildcats will go back to work at the 25, down by 5 points. Well, the crowd hasn't been its usual boisterous self here today.
It's at least 40% empty.
It's getting a little cooler. Right up to the line come the Wildcats. And Preston Stone, now they're making some noise. From the 25-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Cats. Hyman, the running back. Preston will throw it here on 1st down. Pops it over the middle. Got Wildy, can't hang on. He got popped just across the 38-yard line by Davian Collins. And rare that he doesn't hang on to a pass. It'll be 2nd and 10.
Well, Dave, he got sandwiched between two guys. First guy hit him, and the second guy was right there.
Yep. That was Wheatley. 2nd down and 10 coming up. I don't think there are many guys who could make that catch when you get in that predicament. That's 2nd and 10 for their own 25. 4th quarter, 21-16. Penn State. Here's the snap to Stone on 2nd down. Swings it out, caught by Hyman, 25, and out near the 30 before he's shoved out of bounds. They're going to mark it at the 27, so not much there. Collins again on the stop, and it brings up a 3rd down and 8 from the 27-yard line. The Wildcats on 3rd down. They've struggled, 3 of 9. They sent Amarazi and Wildy both out to the left, Elegon to the right.
They're on their feet here, too, at Beaver Stadium.
And 3rd down for the Cats. Snap to Stone. Rushes on, quick throw and a slant complete. And Wildy catches that one, and he's got a 1st down out to the 43, where Wheatley takes him down.
You know, he's just so smooth, so effortless, so casual. He's not casual, but he looks casual. He just makes everything look so easy. Just a nice little in route there. Ball was thrown on time, on target.
Out to the 43-yard line, a 16-yard pickup, 1st down for the Wildcats from their own 43. Wildy motions right to left. Stone on 1st down, hands it off to Hyman, and Hyman bursting up the middle across the 50 and twisted down at the 48-yard line, short of the 1st, but not by much. Brought down by Keon Wiley and Zachy Wheatley. It's going to be 2nd down for the Wildcats, who've crossed into Penn State territory with 9:16 to go. 21-16, the Penn State lead.
Yeah, Collins came up from his corner spot, and he thought he was just going to tag him. And they said, no. He's the one that got tagged. Hard running there by our running backs.
9 yards. 2nd and a long one right here for the Wildcats.
You do a lot of things right here in your playbook.
On 2nd down, they will hand it off. Hyman's got the 1st down and just tripped up.
Wow.
As he stumbles down to the 43-yard line, and that's good for 6 yards and a 1st down to Luca. On the stop for Penn State. We called his name a lot in the 1st half, not so much here in the 2nd half.
Yeah, he was 1 block away from making that work. It was actually one of the defensive linemen at the last second put his arm out there to trip him up, or there was a lot of room between he and the next defender.
Wildcats a fresh set of downs at the 43-yard line. Down by 5 here in the 4th quarter. Stone gets the snap, fakes the give, throws near side. He's got his guy, Wildy, at the 32-yard line. 1st down. He just knew exactly where he was. Going to mark it at the 31-yard line. That's a 12-yard pickup. Davian Collins on the coverage.
Dave, they brought 6 guys, and he knew that he was one-on-one coverage out there with Wildy, and he just made a great route, got to the sidelines, and he threw it. It was just an ease on both the receiver and the quarterback. Good blocking up front.
That's him driven from their own 25 to the Penn State 31. 1st and 10 at the Nittany Lions 31-yard line. Deshaun Reeder in the backfield. He gets the handoff, and he's going to be stood up, and a whistle sounds, and he's thrown down well after the whistle by Penn State's Jalen Harvey.
Forward progress, no gain, so.
Yep, not much there that time. It'll be second down and 10 at the 31-yard line. 7:13 to go.
Yeah, they smelled run on 1st and 10 from the 31-yard line, and they pretty much boxed everybody in that little area in front of that offensive line. They got nothing out of it.
The two tight ends, Albright and Welsing, both to the left side. On second down and 10 for the Wildcats at the Penn State 31. Here's the snap to Preston Stone. Stone lines up, throws, got Wilde on a slant down to the 20-yard line. Has a first down. They do it again. 11 yards. Collins takes him down. They will mark the ball at the 20, 1st and 10 for the Cats.
Wilde now with 7 catches, and they're all critical for 83 yards. Man, he is a machine. He finds a way to get open. That was some soft coverage there.
Wildcats up to the line, trailing 21-16 fourth quarter, but threatening here at the 20-yard line of Penn State. Kamalafe in at running back. He gets the handoff. Caleb weaves his way up the middle, inside the 15, down to the 10-yard line. I think they're going to mark him a yard short. They'll mark it at the 11. A 9-yard pickup for Kamalafe, tripped up by Keon Wiley. It'll be 2nd and 1. We're down to 5:54 for the game.
Well,
21-16 Penn State.
And they got all the big boys in. They got a couple extra tight ends. They're going to run it right here on 1st down. I'm sorry, yeah, second down.
2nd down and short. 2nd and 1. Wagner in motion. Stone gives it off. Kamalafe pushing the pile inside the 10. He's got the first down to the 9-yard line. Well, the Cats have been right around the 8 or 9-yard line a couple of times today and had to settle for field goals. They want to get this ball in the end zone.
Yeah, 3 field goals are not going to make it. We don't need a 4th. We need a score right here. We're down by 5. You got to score.
First down and goal to go for the Wildcats. The Penn State 9, 5:04 remaining. 21-16 Penn State. Stone gets the snap. Hands to Kamalafe. Bursts away at the 5. He's in. Touchdown. Caleb Kamalafe kept his legs moving. They thought they had stopped him. He reaches the end zone, and the Wildcats go back in front with 4:51 to go.
So did every fan that's sitting in their seat, including you and me and everybody in the box here. We thought that he was dead to rights. How he came out of that scrum and got over the goal line is a miracle.
And the Wildcats, up by 1, will go for 2 to try to make it a 3-point game here with 4:51 remaining. Stone looks it over. Preston Stone gives. There's Kamalafe. Tries to go up and over, and he's cut down. He won't make it. But the Wildcats have taken the lead with 4:51 to go. A 9-yard touchdown run for Caleb Kamalafe to cap a 75-yard, 11-play drive that took 5:54 for Caleb. That's 5 touchdowns over the last 4 games, and the Wildcats lead it by 1, 22-21 with 4:51 remaining. I don't know if we can get to Jake Saunders. Can we get to Jake down there? I'm sure it's a little crazy right now. Jake, can you hear me?
Absolutely, I got you.
All right, so kind of paint the picture for us down there now.
Listen, before I even say that, I got to give a huge shout out to the right tackle, Martez Lewis, on that drive. There has been some pressure leaking from the right side all day, and we know he's more known for his run blocking, but there were some crucial pass reps on that drive and some runs his direction where he showed up big. And what feels like so far is obviously the most critical drive of the game.
A 5-minute, 54-second drive, 75 yards and 11 plays.
Well, Dave, I said we've had a lot of long drives in this game, and they all came in the first half. We needed to put one together right here and now, and we did. Almost 6 minutes, 11 plays. That's some serious business there on offense. You're dominating your opponent. You're on the offensive line doing the job. You talked about the right tackle. You're right. I also noticed that he really basically put his big pants on and got the job done.
And Jake's report, by the way, sponsored by Wintrust, official bank of Northwestern Athletics and Chicago's bank. Northwestern football sponsored by Progressive Commercial Insurance, which protects small businesses. Affordable coverage options. Quote today at progressivecommercial.com. The Wildcats leading Penn State 22-21, 4:51 remaining. And now it's going to be on the defense. A kicker for Penn State, Ryan Barker, has a leg. He is long this year is 49, but he's 4 out of 5 from 40 or beyond. The difference in this game is just one skinny little point right now, but the Cats have the lead.
On that last drive, you mentioned 11 plays, 4 passes, 7 runs. That's how you control the line of scrimmage.
And Preston Stone, 4 of 5 for 41 yards.
Yeah.
Of course, some big ones to Griffin Wilde, who's added to his career total. 7 catches for 94 yards today. Came in with 116 catches in his college career. 4:51 on the clock. Each team has all 3 timeouts remaining. But you can't give up any chunk plays like the Cats did on the last Penn State possession.
The momentum now is definitely switched. We got to take that momentum, package it, and win the game.
But it's fleeting. It can be fleeting.
Oh, yeah. Let's got to stay positive down there, right?
All right.
Come on, Jake. Get him going.
Corey Smith, Tyler Holsworth, who had a misadventure in the last kickoff, standing at the 2-yard line on the near hash. Fisher outside the far hash at the 2, and a kick by Akers, and he got his leg into it. And it's going to sail over the head of Fisher and hit the end zone. Touchback. Penn State will start at the 25, 4:51 on the clock. No. The Wildcats.
This is definitely the most important 4 minutes and 51 seconds of this season right now. Doesn't get much thrilling than this.
All right, Aller on the day, 11 of 18, 131 yards and an interception. Has him up to the line. And he'll swing it out. It's caught by Singleton, and he's tripped up behind the line by Braden Turner. And there was another little swing pass that was almost tipped and intercepted.
Yeah, you're active in the backfield. You got your eyes on the quarterback. You got your hands up, and it almost tipped that.
Michael Kilbane, who's been everywhere today. Loss of 3 on the play. 2nd down and 13, Penn State from their own 22. 4:24 remaining. Northwestern by a point. Aller looks it over. Aller drops. Aller looking over the middle. Got Singleton, and Singleton down at the 30. And the arms of Rob Fitzgerald. It's going to bring up 3rd down.
Yeah, Fitzy saw that right away, came up to greet the receiver, got him right down at the 31-yard line. Great one-on-one tackle. You did not want to give up anything more than that.
3rd down and 4 here for Penn State. 4.5 call it. Penn State 6 of 10 on 3rd down. 3 receivers out to the right. Aller with the empty backfield. Here's the snap to Drew Aller. Aller steps up, now running out of room. He's hit, down he goes at the 32-yard line. Taken down by Mac Uline. And it's 4th down Penn State. And we have a Penn State player down. That's Aller. That's the quarterback, Drew Aller, who is down at the 32-yard line. It is 4th down for Penn State. 3:26 remaining.
I got to think they're going to go for it down here for sure. This is 4th down territory, but let's talk about Mac Uline coming up as he dropped. He came up to take the quarterback. The quarterback felt pressure from his right side, stepped up in the pocket, started going north and south, and then deep in his zone, covering zone coverage. Mac Uline comes up in the open field and stops him 3 yards short of the 1st down. Now, Penn State's got a big decision to make here.
4th and 3, 3:26 remaining. They do have all 3 timeouts remaining. They are down by a point. They need 3 yards. 4th down, 3 yards to go. Northwestern 22, Penn State 21. And Aller still being attempted to. Did you get a look on the replay? See, James Franklin's out there talking to him as well. And did not see on the bottom of that pile what happened to Drew Aller.
No, I didn't see it. I had the monitor right in front of me. I did not see it.
Ted, how good has Michael Kilbane been today? It just seems like he's been around that backfield an awful lot. Again, with Anto Saka out, that's very significant.
Well, the last 4 games, he had 3 TFLs. He had 1 last week. Louisiana Monroe. He's been very
against Oregon.
He's been very, very active in this game in the backfield, even though he's not maybe making that tackle, but he's in the backfield disrupting the running back, the quarterback.
Aller is sitting up with his helmet off. Penn State 4th down and 3 with 3:26 remaining. Both teams have adjourned to their respective sides, although
our spotter said that he kind of got sandwiched, his lower leg, maybe an ankle between 2 players. Bastone was the last one.
He's helped to his feet.
Yeah, he's not. He doesn't. Oh no, he doesn't look good.
Yeah, he's a little unstable. It appears.
So now they're going to bring in a fresh quarterback who's been sitting on the pine for the last 58 minutes.
Drunkmeyer, redshirt freshman. 6'2", 207. He's thrown 11 passes on the year, completing 8. 4th down and 3 for Penn State with 3:26 to go. Northwestern leading by 1.
It's the ball game right here, folks. Clock is running.
Well, you'd certainly think so. Cats to get the ball in Penn State territory if they can make a stop. Drunkmeyer in cold off the bench. Sends a man in motion. Drunkmeyer looking, steps up, he'll run, he's hit, he won't get there! Oh, he's stopped, he gets drilled on the play by Najee Story and Aiden Hubbard, and the ball goes over on downs to the Wildcats with 3 minutes exactly showing on the clock.
Oh, that hit was so good. It was clinic, it was over the top, great. He nailed him. This guy got into the game after sitting around for 58 minutes, and he got smashed.
All right, now it's up to the Wildcats. 3 minutes to go. They have the ball at the 32 of Penn State. 1st and 10. You've come this far. You certainly want to finish the job right here. And they've got an opportunity to do exactly that.
Well, they have 3 timeouts, too.
Yep. 3 timeouts remaining for Penn State. Preston Stone has him up to the line. 1st down to the 32-yard line. Stone gets the snap. Hands it off. Komolafe slips through left side. Down to the 28-yard line. Got a solid 4 yards there. Clock moving. So Penn State's got the 3 timeouts plus the 2-minute timeout. Elliott Washington makes the stop. And the Cats in no hurry here. Watching those seconds wind down on the play clock.
Working that play clock to death.
It'll be about 2:11, a little more than that when they snap the ball. They come up to the line. 2:20 to go. Play clock down to 8. Cats send 3 receivers right. Stone gets the snap. Hands Komolafe. Fighting down to the 25-yard line. And a timeout with 2:06 to go. No timeout. This is going to be the 2-minute timeout. I thought I heard a whistle. Now there's the 2-minute timeout. And the Wildcats facing 3rd and 3.
Timeout.
So 2 minutes to go here at State College. Northwestern leads Penn State 22-21. This is Northwestern football presented by Wintrust from Learfield.
Are you ready for the ultimate transportation experience? Look no further than Windy City Limousine and Bus Worldwide, an official transportation partner of the Northwestern Wildcats. Our top-of-the-line fleet will cater to your every need. Sit back, relax, and leave the driving to our professional chauffeurs. Whether you're heading to campus, exploring the Windy City, or attending special events, Windy City Limousine has got you covered. Visit WindyCityLimos.com or call us at 866-94-WINDY to book your ride today. Stay windy and go Cats.
Hey Northwestern fans, enjoy a meal at Wildfire, a 1940-style supper club featuring steaks, chops, and seafood. Try one of Wildfire's signature dishes from our all-American menu: horseradish crusted filet, Wildfire chopped salad, roasted prime rib, and cedar plank salmon. Dine in and take in the smells from the wood-burning oven, or watch our chefs in action at our open kitchen. Lunch, dinner, carry-out, and private parties. Stop by any one of our 5 Chicago area Wildfire locations. For reservations, visit wildfirerestaurant.com.
You're tuned into Northwestern Wildcats football. Let's get you back out to the game. Here's the voice of the Cats, Dave Ennett.
2 minutes to go here in State College. Northwestern leads Penn State 22-21. The Wildcats have 3rd and 3 at the 25-yard line of the Nittany Lions. How about this? Since 2000, the Wildcats have the 3rd best winning percentage in games decided by 7 points or less in FBS football, behind only LSU and Oregon. And they have the most wins in those kinds of games. They have more than anybody except LSU.
I read that stat, by the way.
It's
a good one.
Well, they're not the Cardiac Cats for nothing. And they got 2 minutes to go here and a chance to record a monumental win for this program. I think you can say that when you're talking about a team that played in the national semifinal a year ago, the college football playoff semifinal, and was preseason number 2 this year in their stadium on homecoming. But it's not over yet.
Yeah, seal the deal.
3rd down and 3. First down here would look mighty nice. Preston Stone gets him set. Komalafe behind him.
They got that box stacked.
Under center, Stone hands it off to Caleb, taking it wide to the right, trying to turn the corner, and he reaches for the 20. He's got a first down. He started up the middle, took it wide, nobody there defensively to stop him, and now 1:54 to go. The stop was made by Collins, 1:54 to go, clock moving.
I mentioned pre-snap, they had 8 guys in the box. He did a good job of bouncing it outside. There was nothing there over the guard or tackle. He made a quick decision, picked up the positive first down.
Penn State's got 3 timeouts. We're down to 1:35. Play clock just now down to 10. 90 seconds to go. Here's the snap to Preston Stone. The give to Komalafe. Tries the middle, stood up as he reaches the 19-yard line. And now we'll get a timeout taken with 1:14 remaining. It was Durant who made the stop.
Timeout. Penn State. They're first of the half.
Ted, I wonder why they waited so long to take this timeout.
Why didn't they take any of the last series either? I mean, they lived a lot of time. This series started with 3 minutes left to go in the ball game.
You're down to 1:19 here. The Wildcats will have 2nd down and 9 at the 20, but the biggest factor right now is the clock.
Yeah.
1:19 showing, 22-21 Northwestern.
Well, they're going to be a little wary now. They're going to have their heads on a swivel because they don't want anybody to bounce outside. Again, they filled the box with as many bodies as they can. Can we find a way to get 9 yards in a couple plays?
All right, Stone has him up to the line. 1:19 to go. Stone gets the snap, hands it off. Komalafe again, burst through, there he goes! to the 5, and he slides down inside the 5. And check that was Hyman. Hyman on the run. And he takes the slide inside the 5 at the 2.
Timeout. Penn State, their second of the half.
Nice job too. They had 10 guys in the box defensively. Penn State, they had one DB covering one receiver on the wide side of the field, and that was just man on man. There's nothing really fancy. Everybody take a man, stick and stay with your man, make it work. They pulled the onside guard, the kick out on the defensive linebacker or defensive end. Bingo, first down. Hyman, good job of getting down.
First down and goal to go for the Wildcats at the Penn State 2 with 1:13 to go in the game. Northwestern leading 22-21.
Think about this, Dave. We could actually take a knee. They call timeout. We can win the game.
They have one timeout left.
Yeah, they have one timeout. So if we take a knee, they're going to have to take their timeout. And they'll never see the ball again.
I like the sound of that. How about Hyman?
How about Hyman making a smart decision of getting down?
Yep. Exactly. I mean, that's a great decision. And the Cats are going to come out.
They are
going to do exactly what you said, Ted. Victory formation here. Preston Stone. Now he's still on his feet. Now he touches the knee down.
And there's the final timeout with 1:10 to go.
Timeout. Penn State, their third and final charge timeout.
James Franklin in his career against the Wildcats, 3-3. 3-2 since he's been at Penn State. He also lost to them when he was at Vanderbilt. And 1:10 showing on the clock. Penn State now out of timeouts. The Wildcats second and goal at the 8. Well, you talk about these guys. Look, Hayden Elegant is limping out onto the field. But I think he's willing to take one right here. Cramp or no cramp. Stone takes the knee as we tick towards the minute. Final minute.
Oh, yeah.
People love to talk about signature wins, and David Braun had some his first year. Wisconsin in Madison comes to mind, the bowl game against Utah. But I can't think of a bigger win in this program in a long time.
Well, this is an historic win because we know where Penn State played last year. We know how they started the season this year and how we just came in here and we said, we're going to win this.
That's it. Stone touches the knee down. That will be the final snap of the game. And the Wildcats swarming onto the field here. And Happy Valley truly is happy for the Cardiac Cats here on this Saturday evening. The Wildcats begin to celebrate. Two teams exchanging handshakes. Final second winds off the clock. It's all over. And for just the third time ever, the Northwestern Wildcats have come into Happy Valley and beaten the Penn State Nittany Lions. And they've done it by the slimmest of margins, 22-21. The Cats win their third in a row, and they pick up their fourth win of the season, and they get their second Big Ten win. What a ball game. We'll go to